It's live, baby. It's Saturday and the time is 1 o'clock.
Humongous ready, so the show's about to start. The beat steady, so the flow got a beat too. You like my intro, so I made one just for you. Chillmonger, he be from the north. 33 questions, you got no other choice but to check him out. And feel his vibe, he got one of the hottest shows alive. So have a seat and tune in. Chill is ready, so let's begin. 33 fire questions.
With 33 burning questions, that's Danny from Comic Chat. He and I have been planning something. You can imagine what it is. In the comment section, we got nobody. I'm the first one here who's asking for a thumbs up. A few moments ago, I posted a video about Shuri as the Black Panther, covering the 2009 and then in January of 2010, but mostly a 2009 coverage of what happened. She became a Black Panther. She donned the mantle. Right, Trinity? It happened in the comics. So that was everything that happened. She was not the primary focus of the story. Every battle she fought dealt with the Black Panther T'Challa. Hey, welcome to the show, Deshaun. I cannot hear you, and I hope that it is my fault that I cannot hear you. Say it again. I'm going to leave the studio and come back, okay?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I hear you, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was me. My fault, brother. My dog threw up on my carpet right before starting. I was like, man, this is the worst timing, but I apologize. I'm here.
It's all good. You're the first one here. Everyone else is disrespecting me and not showing up on time. You're from the YouTube channel Planet Fanatics, yes?
Yes, sir.
I should probably put that up there. So guys, check him out. He just hit the 1K sub count. I'm familiar with your videos because obviously you and I, we both, here's the third guy. I ain't saying I'm just saying Theo B.
Theo, what's going on, man?
So nothing much, man. Skip and Taj and my favorite YouTuber, Chillmonger. Yes,
sir.
Yeah, bro, the three of us, Planet Fanatics, Theo, Chillmonger, we've all been like on the whole recast T'Challa train, and so how we know each other, and here we are now chit-chatting 33 burning questions. Before we begin, this movie is going to come out. All of us, including E-Man's movie reviews, Be Real with D-Real, Back of the Bus, like we are very heavily recast T'Challa people. The movie's going to come out, the talking points, the interviews, the things, the source, it's going to die. And I don't want to be ever like the recast guy. I don't ever want to have that branding.
Right.
I've been doing this every Saturday where I chat about every other Marvel project, or sometimes it's Star Wars burning questions, sometimes it's DC burning questions. Mm-hmm. And have you ever thought about that? Like as a content creator, like that's right.
That's so funny that you say that, because just last night, so we have our panel meetings where we'll meet through Discord and talk about the upcoming content we're going to do for the week. And I had just told them last week, because I think I said it 2 Thursdays ago in one of our live streams. I let everybody know. I was like, hey, listen, guys, I am pro recast. Not only am I pro recast, I am, passionate about this topic, but we are not a recast channel. Like I support recast, but I don't want my channel to just be recast. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely feel you on that.
What's going on from the Spoiler Kings? We got Brian.
How's it going, Brian?
It's definitely a slippery slope. Planet Fanatics. Once you go down that road, because you can try and put other content, but if they started to your channel specifically for that, it's be like, wait a minute, I can do some other stuff. See what my bio say? Oh, never mind. I guess y'all not coming here for that. Okay,
right.
But that's what the algorithm will make you do. And some people we know, and we don't. I'll speak for myself. Some people I know, and I hate them, and I know that they're only putting up videos out there because they know that it's a rewarding, rewarding. It's a reward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trending topic.
Trinity's in the building. Blast him. Yeah, right. Chill and panel. What's good? Hello, Tony. What's up? Deshaun says Raymond 2000. Jamie says to send the link.
What's going on?
Tony. Trinity says this is where we fight. Yeah, right. Question number 1 of 33 burning MCU questions. Who is the hero you would like Deadpool to interact with most? Riri Williams.
Let's start with Riri. Oh, okay.
That's Dora Milaje.
Well, hey, aren't you from the Riri's neighborhood? Why don't you give it to her too?
No, I mean that makes perfect sense. I think I'll probably want more fourth wall breaks. So I just like to blow the whole shit up. I like everything just to see the world burn. So I'll just probably do She-Hulk. And
That's
just,
a good pick.
you know.
Why Dora Milaje, Theo?
Because they're so serious in their interaction, how they've been portrayed on film, especially with what they have coming up with Black Panther 2. I would just love to see Deadpool interact with them because they're gonna be trying to be super serious. He don't like he do it too. There's gonna be definitely some fourth wall breaking. He's not gonna take anything serious. So I would love to see that.
I think for me it'd be Iron Man. Specifically RDJ's Iron Man, for sure. I think that would be hilarious. Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of Iron Man is one of my, hilarious in the MCU. His quips, the things he says, and I think you match that with Reynolds' Deadpool, bro, that'd be funny.
Right.
Trinity says to give me nothing but take him everything. This is Sparta. Why are you trying to start a fight with me, bro? Ms. Marvel and Deadpool? He'd be like, I watch your YouTube videos.
She'd blow him up with questions.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, teenager with Deadpool, I just see like that's gonna be terrible.
Well, Steezel is such a nerd. Yes. During Doom War, issue number 5, I think he's like, I believe in love in first sight and second sight and third sight. Like he was feeling those midnight angels. Yeah. Deadpool, Hulk. Okay. I could see it with the Hulk, and he'd smash him and he'd be all okay. Question number 2, who walks the pizza dog at the Barton family home? I know that Kate will definitely feel the eyes. She won't even say a word. But if Clint Barton looks at that dog and then looks up at Kate, like she doesn't want her to feel like, you're just mooching off of us. It's definitely Kate Bishop who's gonna not even need to be asked, but just be looked at and be like, oh, I guess this is my responsibility. Every morning, Kate Bishop walks the dog.
I'd agree.
Yeah, that's a good
I'd agree. That is, I'd agree.
You better go get that dog. Hurry up.
Are the pizza dog's days numbered though? It had a defunct eye. I know it had defunct leg, right? The leg was a little bit shaky. I think you
blind,
put sympathy. You put dogs like this, animals, for sympathy, because some villain's gonna come step on it, kill it, or do something nasty, and you're gonna hear the sound effect, and we're gonna go, "Oh, this guy's the worst." Yes, the pizza dog's days are numbered.
No, you gotta think about it like this: they live on a farm, so I mean, there's all this ample room. You ever see those dogs that like have all these deformities about it, and then they go on the farm, and next thing you know, they learn how to run, and they're dealing with all the cattle and all that stuff. I'm just saying that dog might get some powers. I mean, something. I think you might be able to dodge.
The dog's only walking around. The dog's only walking around with one eye because that's the choice that humans are making in the comic book universe. Like we could have get this dog fixed up a long time ago, but he gonna be at the farm. He gonna be walking around healthy and everything like that. He just ain't gonna have but one eye. But yeah, I'm with that. I believe that too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like Theo said, because you look at Cosmo. Cosmo's got powers, all that stuff. So they could done it.
The Flag Smashers are gonna smash Pizza Dog. Yup. I think the dog's days are numbered though. Think about it this way. Think about it this
John
way.
Wick. Then you get a John Wick moment. They killed the dog and now it's all over.
That's the only reason we have dogs in movies.
Or chill. Watch this. We could do it like this. The dog does get attacked by a villain. Has Clint and Kate go Omega level with their arrows and everything like that. Somebody swoops in and repairs the dog. And now instead of that dog having the one eye he couldn't see out of, now the other eye, he's got that Steve Austin $6 million man bionic eye over there and everything like that.
I can do that. I can see it.
Dog's days are numbered. The MCU is gonna last another decade? Dog years? I don't know. He's not going to be around for the entirety of it. No. 4. Which villain would Diddy do justice playing? You guys all saw him do the Joker during Halloween. You're a clown.
His Joker stuff was dope. I don't know which villain do I think that he could do justice to.
Well, look, he was calling dude a clown, right? So whatever Diddy is, he will project to what you are. So if he played a dark elf, he'd be like, "You're an elf." Is it the same? I don't know.
There's only one villain Diddy could play and put some respect on that villain's name, credibility to that villain's name.
I know where you're gonna go. Prowler.
It's Arcade.
Arcade. Who's Arcade?
Arcade. What are we doing? Who else is going? Arcade. A dude that's gonna dance a little bit, right? He's got the pinball machines in there and everything like that. You know, you don't see him with Diddy dressed in white with a cane doing the Harlem Shake while he got
I
the
can definitely see that. I
that.
can definitely see that. This, like I said, especially after the performance, and it was a performance he put on for Halloween. Like that commercial he added with his drink, bro. It was dope. It was genius.
Who else?
So I could definitely see that.
We've had actors give us the Joker. We have. Who is gonna pull off Arcade?
Yeah, I could see it.
You have to have enough swag to be able to even do that. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't see Diddy getting his hands dirty. So anything he's gonna do, it has to be someone with a lot of money,
Arcade,
a lot of smarts.
Arcade.
So I mean, this is just
Arcade don't get his hands dirty. He ain't the one put clothes on.
It's a good answer.
You just in Murder World and you don't know how you got it.
Steve said, "What do you know about Steve Austin, bruh? I wrestle." Second Street Marvel says it's true. Arcade works. I see Nate Moore as Arcade. Hey, that was a low blow. But Race Swap, that's a no-no. Arcade is a white character?
I mean, he is, but I mean, like, the only other person I could think of, you know, because we saying Diddy. Like, I don't want to just say, you know, okay, he black and everything like that, because give me a black character that Diddy's personality is going to fit.
Yeah. The question was, it wasn't necessary. Let me get the specific wording to make it okay. I said, which villain would Diddy do justice playing, like right. acting wise? So yeah, obviously in a movie you want black characters to play black actors.
Right.
Well, yeah. Question number 5: what's Dave Bautista's most proud of his Endgame performance? I don't know. What did he do in Endgame? He just kind of stabbed.
Endgame wasn't Why Is Gamora. That was Infinity War. I was gonna say that.
Infinity War, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
He did finally kill somebody twice his size. Endgame. He jumped up on the dude, and as you kill Margaret, he had the stash.
Yeah.
Sam Wilson did the same thing with his wing, so I don't.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't have any power.
He probably liked the funny thing he said towards Thor. You should fight each other for dominance of the ship. Or he said some joke like that, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't joking. It was dead serious.
Was that an Endgame?
It was an Endgame. It was right before he goes, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think he's gonna be known for his favorite line. I'd give you one better. Why is Gamora?
Yeah, that's yeah. That's what my mind went to. But I was like, nah, that's not Endgame. That's Infinity War. But yeah.
Brian, you have a guess?
I think it's the best one would be just when everyone shows up and he just gets dropped down the middle. It made no sense at all. Like he just came out of nowhere because he wasn't anywhere. He just got dropped right in the middle of the battle. It was like a porter or anything. It was just that. That's probably the best performance he did because he hadn't to say nothing and he was just being himself and just got dropped like it was a cartoon.
I like Steezel's answer. His paycheck, definitely being cast again. Recast Drax. Yeah, right. What's going on, Empire Comics? Question number 6 of 33 burning MCU questions. What are the chances Triple H, I'm keeping thinking wrestling today, Triple H returns for a multiverse cameo? He was in that Blade Trinity movie. Is he coming back? 1% chance.
Yeah, I'm going to go under.
There's a 0% chance. He's
the head booker. I don't think so.
If he comes back, it won't be as an MCU character. It'll probably be just as a cameo of who he really is.
7. Are wrestlers a good fit? Because we've had Batista cast now. Who am I forgetting? John Cena was in Peacemaker, so we'll count him for the sake of this conversation. And then The Rock played Black Adam. Triple H as Blade. Like, do wrestlers work? Randy Savage was in the Spider-Man movie, right?
He was.
Yeah.
I think
it's a playtime. Yeah.
I think if you give somebody first, find me a wrestler that's dedicated toward the acting part. Find me a wrestler that's dedicated toward that. Then find me a wrestler that's, knowledgeable. I'm not going to say be an expert, but be knowledgeable of the character that he or she is supposed to be portraying. And then give me a writer that knows how, because I think we can all look at Dave Bautista, Drax, what we thought we were going to get in comparison to what we actually got. Give me a writer that actually cares about matching the character to the wrestler / actor. And I think the wrestlers can be a good fit. I think they can be, but those things have to come into play. All those things have to line up.
Right.
You have to find a guy that has enough charisma to be able to pull it off too. Because a lot of these wrestlers are just not interesting. They're just playing this role, and you have to have someone who actually can do it, and then take the craft serious. I don't know.
If the wrestler can act, sure. I feel like that's the consensus here.
Yeah.
But
For
Triple
sure.
H
The
as a
wrestler can act.
multiverse Thor? Bro, I want to see that badly. Triple H multiverse Thor? What?
We got old Triple H, not old Triple H. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Watch this. Let me ask you this question. So could we see, like, because Thor storylines and everything, especially doing the Gore to God Butcher storyline, could us see, picture, envision a storyline where Chris Hemsworth is playing the current Thor and Triple H is playing old man Thor?
Sure.
I could see it. But will Marvel do it?
Yeah, well, that I wasn't asking them. I was asking us.
Yeah, I could see it.
Triple H is a performer, an expert performer in one field, pro wrestling. In front of a live audience, he is acting. So he could definitely get it.
Yeah.
Number 8, would Elon Musk let his buddy Tony tweet from his suit? You guys know Elon Musk was in Iron Man 2, right? We all know that, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, people don't know that. You all know that. Experts. You think he let Tony tweet from his suit? You think that he could do that? I think so.
Obviously, he'll let anyone tweet from anything, anywhere. Elon Musk is just, you got enough money, he'll let you do anything.
Yeah, his restrictions, though, everything he's trying to change about Twitter. He might be trying to charge Tony to tweet from his suit, trying to charge people for having being verified. So,
man,
crazy. So I don't know. Maybe
it's funny you bring that up. It was question number 8 for a reason about Elon Musk. Get it?
I believe he let him do it. I believe he let him.
Okay. Question number 9. How would USAgent react if he learned the Dora Milaje that he fought have died? Tartar sauce. I bet you really needed that shield now, huh? Like he's gonna be very salty about it. He's not gonna like it. The Dora Milaje that he fought, the one who was like took that shield. I think Ayo was like, no, just leave it with him. She just kind of dropped it. He hates her.
Oh yeah.
The way they ended him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then when you look at the comic book character, I think he'd be conflicted. Because I think there was whether he would say it, just based on how John Walker was acting, because he had, after that beatdown, he was like, man, I got to go get some super soldier serum. Listen, I think there's a healthy amount of respect there that if he sees them, I would say he would want to spar with them again and everything like that, at least run it back.
Right.
But I think he would be conflicted. Like, I think they earned a measure of respect from him that these would be, as far as he's concerned.
We're talking about the same character.
I was like, I
the
think
respect.
He was butthurt. I don't see him like he was seriously butthurt, and then a woman beat his butt. There's no way he's gonna be like, oh man, she's dead. That's so bad. Tell me when the funeral is, and he's gonna dance on the grave. That's literally that's that guy. I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're thinking about like how you will react, and he was a douche.
And he not only that, he was really feeling himself because he was wearing Stars and Stripes at that time.
Watch this, bro. That ain't fair to ask me what I would do, because back in the day, as Pops was said, we used these, so we could get that dust up going and be friends later on in the week and everything. It's a different time now, so
This would be his exact reaction when he finds out Dora Milaje died. Let's read some of these live chats. Snyder Steppenwolf is in the building. Yo, what's up? He says hi to Planet Fanatics. He says hi to Theo. He says hi to Chill.
What's going on? Snyder.
The Kimoyo Kid. John was all up in his feelings after that beatdown. He was in his feelings even before the beatdown.
Oh, yeah.
Hida agrees. Facts. The next question of 33 burning MCU questions. We're at question number 10. Chilling here with Deshaun. Chilling here with Brian. Chilling here with Theo. Would you put Ultron in jail if Ultron surrendered? Because I wouldn't. You put jail into people who are people. Like, they need to rehabilitate. What you did is not a permanent wrong thing. Ultron was created. Ultron had I don't go, we need to rewire him because he deserves a second chance. No, he doesn't. He's not a he. He's not a thing. He's not a living sentient being. I don't acquire. I'm thinking of a word. Attribute. I don't attribute life with that thing. So no, I don't put him in jail.
No. I don't put him in jail either. Like I said, or like you said, he's not a person. Not only that, Ultron can be anywhere, everywhere at all times. So
he's too dangerous to be kept alive.
Right. You putting him in jail is just putting him like in a space that in one particular space, but he can be anywhere. So it doesn't matter.
He got to go. I don't know who the youngest person is on this panel, but I'll say this. Ultron was acting up when I was your age. The dude is not going to rehabilitate. No, he got to go. He got to go.
I'll be like the wizard from Wizard of Oz. I'll be like, hey, take him apart. I want pieces of him over here, pieces over there, some in the bottom of the ocean. I don't need any. I don't want him to be put together if possible. It needs to be like destroyed in an epic way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Comic book Ultron's better than the MCU Ultron. Is there a character you can say that's not true for? Maybe Robert Downey, what he brought, but like everyone else, sure.
That's all. That's it. Just because of what RDJ brought. That's honestly it.
No, Ultron is dangerous. Good answer. Drop Ultron on the moon. Hey, that's more forgiving than us.
Just come back.
Trinity says he is sentient. Okay, maybe then I'm using the word incorrectly. I still say no. My answer stands.
The Vision is sentient too, and I say preserve the Vision. Ultron got to
Try to go.
Nope. I would burn the ish out of Ultron. That's right.
I remember Ultron cut Claw's hand off just for connecting him to Tony. Like you can't have a conversation with this dude. So no, you gotta go.
Murdoch J is in the building. Ultron's too dangerous to live. Gotta put him in the grave. Murdoch J, next time you type here and you use the word two, use the appropriate one with 2 O's, because the way it's here is just not acceptable. D Steezel, you can't really contain Ultron. He can transfer his consciousness anywhere. That's exactly why he can't. Yeah,
you can black box him. You can put him in those things where you can. It's a signal jammer, and you black box him. And you cut that thing that box up. I'm telling you, there's ways to do this, man. I've been thinking about it.
Watch the question. Does because we got the Hulk off planet, right? Yeah. Neptune is like a gaseous body of water and everything. Last time I checked, electricity really don't work in water. Drop his happy. Let's get somebody. Thor up. Here we go. Get Blue Marvel. Drop him off in Neptune. Let him sink down there. He's gonna have a hard time getting his communications out while he in that water if he just don't get electrocuted. But nevertheless, ain't nothing down there for him to mess with. Let him stay right there.
Yeah, who knows what he makes.
Kind of did that to Dr. Doom, and that made him even worse. So, just saying, might find a way.
That's Doom. That's Doom. His whole name, Doom.
Doom.
You got to EMP the planet and start all over. Ultron versus the Borg. What's he talking? What's the Borg?
Off of Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be like Brainiac, something like that. Yeah. That's it. Skynet. Yeah, that's the accurate description. Yeah.
But Ultron has adamantium, though. Oh yeah. This isn't the MCU Ultron. Yeah, we only keep it movie. Thinking about the comic version, he has a backup plan for every backup plan. That's you know what though? That's what Deadpool's good for, because he's the unpredictable dude. Does Ultron have backup copies of himself? He probably does. Yeah, I'm sure Ultron will be back. James Spader just sign him up and say, "Hey, do the Ultron voice again." He'll be back.
Yeah. You asked a question earlier, like, well, who we want Deadpool to be with?
I was just thinking that too. With Ultron.
That would be great. Ultron with Deadpool. Let's go. Or Vision. I'll do that.
Vision would take everything literal. So yeah, that would be funny too.
Well, I was born yesterday. We are at the true or false portion of the show. With great power, there must also come great responsibility. True or false? True. This is 100% true. And Marvel Studios, if you're listening to this, you have so much power. You, all of you studio heads, right? Every executive grew up in a world, because you guys are about 50. Excuse me. You're all about 50, maybe 40 years old. You grew up in a world where the most prominent superhero was Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. Why? Because they had years of appearances, and they all happen to have one thing in common, and it's that skin tone. You now possess the power to forward a character in your fiction with a dark skin tone, and you already have one who has made broke ceilings, and he's achieved such a height. You have a great responsibility to racial progress globally and cast a character known as T'Challa. You can do Shuri now and think you're doing this progress that I speak of, but what will happen in 20 years, because all actors age, the Marvel Cinematic Universe will end. You will start a second cinematic universe. And when that happens, you're going to cast a new T'Challa. Why do this delay? Why do this like 2 decades of just the absence of the greatest and most influential, most impactful, highest grossing, most popular black?
Because it's kind of like you just said, brother. With great power comes great responsibility.
Question.
Power scares them.
I think that's my biggest frustration is that Chillmonger, when you list that age group of the executives, 40 to 50 and everything like that, I'm 54. So I'm like, you've been alive just like I've been alive, and you've seen what I've seen. You never heard those who were executives, directors, producers when we were kids, when those actors passed away, make the decision, come to the conclusion in which you came to. It makes it even worse when you sit here and you got to take William Hurt's passing into consideration, because it's like, okay, so this is just for us. This ain't for nobody else. This is just for us. Because I've been living 54 years, God. I'm going to see 55 April 21st. But in 55 years, I ain't never seen this before. Then you take into consideration those that are older than me that never saw this before.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get William Hurt. Oh, now we finna cast Harrison Ford. I like Harrison Ford, but Harrison Ford came out with Indiana Jones when I was a kid.
Right.
Gave him enough time to work on his craft. So now you saying this is just us. I got questions. I love Chadwick Boseman. I do.
I gotta tell you, honestly, I believe the reason is T'Challa is too powerful. He's understand what he is. He's a king of the most powerful nation in the world that's ever existed. Doesn't matter what situation you put him in, he's going to be the top. We saw it in What If. You know, you make him Star-Lord. He's fixes the entire universe.
Point. Yes,
just look at his influence over the entire universe.
Of a character, but you can't have that character be that epic. He's not just a hero.
Not black and be that epic.
Hero.
Do we think that way? I don't think Ryan Coogler thought that way.
Here's the thing.
Ryan Coogler is still under the control of Marvel. It's not just Ryan Coogler is not the only person doing this stuff. I think Marvel saw an opportunity. They realized how powerful this was, and then they pulled back a little bit.
Let's say names. Kevin Feige is the president of that studio. Are we putting it on him? Are we putting it on Bob Chapek? Who's the Klansman?
I'm putting it on every single one of them that gets in these interviews with a microphone in front of their face and make it seem like this is we have to see this realism. We didn't see these realisms in the other 32 films you did. So what makes this one any different?
I'll say that
I've never seen this in my lifetime. Let me just go ahead and say this. This is why I'm gonna use Kevin Feige's word. This is why it's transcended to me. I've never seen this move made in my entire lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen. So when people say, "Hey, are we gonna get an Adam Brashear on screen?" To your point, what you just alluded to, how powerful of a presence that T'Challa commands. Soon as Adam Brashear gets on the screen, he ain't second in command to nobody. He ain't. You can't have this dude on the Avengers answering to Captain Marvel.
Right. Come on, brother.
He commands second type of presence. So it's like, and there's nothing wrong with it because you gave us Steve Rogers. There's nothing wrong with it. So it's like,
and when we say things like Theo just said, we're not sitting here saying like anytime like when we're asking for these black characters to be introduced in the MCU, we're not saying that they have to be the top. They got to be leading the Avengers, but they need to have the respect that they are due. That's what we're saying. Their stories need to be fleshed out. You don't like that on that left on your left. I don't want that again. I'm sick of that, bro. We're forever on the left.
Yeah, like I said, I love the fact that I grew up reading comics. I love the fact that my family, even though they old Southern people and everything like that, had no problem with me reading comics. It's gonna help his vocabulary and everything like that. I know we talk about the MCU. I do, but my life experiences are that I want my brothers and sisters to see themselves as significant, as important as we've alluded to. All of us that are recasters, we don't have a problem with Shuri becoming the Black Panther. It plays out that way.
No, I'm misogynist. You guys didn't know?
It's fine.
I hate women.
The whole thing with Shuri being Black Panther. If you guys talk about comics, it really is only like 4 or 5 comics that you really have. So it's hard to even flush out that storyline. Yeah. I have no problem with any of it, honestly. But I just feel like T'Challa is the greatest of all black characters that we have.
He is, brother.
He is the greatest.
And that's the difference, because he's the greatest. Like I won't settle for like a Sam Wilson being positively depicted, even if they do go by Falcon, which I think is the right thing to do, and not say now he's movie worthy because he's Captain America. Even like he's the greatest. T'Challa has 208 comic books called Black Panther, which feature him. Like no one else has that. No one even has 100. Even Monica. Even because Monica's your third favorite, right, Deshaun?
Yes.
What is Chillmonger? What is the legacy? The legacy is
It's 208. Oh, thank you.
He's been around since 1966. Let's take this into consideration for a second. He's been around since 1966. It's only 208 comics. I did the math. He should actually have, if we take 12 issues a year, and the annual, giant size annual, he should literally be at no less than 500.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Stop. I'm sorry to interrupt. What are you holding right in front of my face right now?
That?
Is this?
Ooh, come on, somebody talk to me.
Explain. This is a facsimile? What is it?
Come on. Man, that's the first issue that the character showed up in. Been here, brother. Been here. Character was so popular, he had to get his own comics. Come on, man. 206, 208 issues. He should be in the 600 range. 56 years, 12 comics a year, add in that giant size annual, only 208 issues.
Here's my question. How do you guys feel about Wonder Man being put out there? Do you think that is something? I don't think it's a coincidence that they put a Black Wonder Man out there a week before Black Panther was going to come out. I don't think it's coincidence. Marvel's trying to ease people's
test the waters.
They're just trying to just piecemeal like you do with anything. I mean, when you're dealing with colored people, you have people of color. You piecemeal it, give them a little bit, so you don't get the entire thing you want. But we give you a character who's powerful, even though he's going to be from prison. He's going to be he's going to have to be reformed and all this stuff. But they're giving you another one, even though it's not equal to what they're taking away.
This is why it's helpful. I love the fact that I touch these characters in all mediums: cartoons, action figures, comic books, movies, whatever. So the same week that we start talking about Yahya Mateen playing Wonder Man, right? Hasbro Marvel Legends drops the 2023 Wonder Man that's coming out next year. Same week we talking about Yahya Mateen. That action figure is white, red glasses, black hair, red jacket, black pants. So even when Yahya Mateen, because they still ain't gave us a Monica Rambeau action figure. No, what they gave you was a Carol Danvers action figure. They even doubled down on it. As a matter of fact, they got another Moonstone Carol Danvers type action figure. So when you're looking at, I know chill out representation and everything like that, but even when you look at this character coming out, which action figure do we think they're going to release? Because they have not even said anything about a Yahya Mateen action figure.
How long say his name differently every time? Yahya Abdul Mateen II.
Yeah, how long is it going to take for him to be Wonder Man in the MCU for people that want that Wonder Man action figure to get it?
It sounds like what I had to say about Halle Bailey as Little Mermaid. Like, it's temporary representation. You might get a toy here, a toy run. Maybe at Disney World they'll actually change the Ariel who greets the kids, but it'll all return to normal, or I should say not normal, but the standard.
It's kind of like I said on our channel. Yeah, you got Yahya in here, and it's just their way of trying to say, okay, here's your representation. But at the end of the day, it is still a white man's story that he is carrying out, because there are going to be kids that are going to go to the theater and see Yahya and be like, oh, I've never even heard of this character. I'm a fan of this character because of Yahya. And then they're going to go pick up his comic and then be like, well, white. Okay, issue 2. White. Okay, issue 3. White. So where's the representation there? You know what I'm saying?
It's not, and that when Jon Stewart was Green Lantern in the animated show, I'm like, oh, cool, there we got there's a black superhero. I am a young kid. This is great. This is great. All about diversity. Dwayne McDuffie was a part of that show, I believe. And then all of a sudden, I watched another animated series of Green Lantern, and it's like, what the hell, Jordan? What happened to John? Oh, you mean John was the secondary? Like, I don't like. I know it's a different case because it's not exactly a race swap. They are two different people, but I just don't like when it's changed, or I just don't like having somebody black fill in or do the labor and elevate the brand of a superhero or a superhero name or a title or a power set and then it goes to somebody white later. I hate that. Theo?
I got so excited when they and I know y'all gonna remember this. We was all watching Arrow and everything like that when they introduced Diggle's stepfather, and his last name was Stewart. I was like, oh, okay, we finna get into it. I got so disappointed when they introduced Black Lightning to us, knowing that Black Lightning's wife was John Diggle's sister. I'm thinking, okay, we finna. No, y'all not gonna give it to me. Okay, thank you. I'm on it.
You know, I will say DC's animation, they do. Like Black Lightning currently is the leader of the Justice League in Young Justice. And, you know, with the revision of the Green Lantern series, with having Jon Stewart, they're handling their black characters so much better than
DC's
Marvel.
animation is the best animation.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Out there.
Yes.
I mean, DC, they can't make a movie, but animated, it's just the 90s. I mean, I tell Brady all the time, like, hey, Mask and the Phantasm, Batman Mask of the Phantasm is literally my favorite Batman. Not just any period.
Right.
Movie,
right.
comic book,
Right.
everything. That's my favorite. But they did it so early. The 90s, they did it correctly.
The question was, if great power brings great responsibility, true or false? I will clip this. I'll clip this, and this will be the end of this video. Everybody introduce yourselves. If you're new, Chillmonger, you already know me, but some of these people who are here for the first time, introduce yourself. From Deshaun.
Deshaun from Planet Fanatics. I am one of 5 co-hosts.
DOB, I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Yeah, that's it.
Hey, I'm Brian from Spoiler Kings. I'm actually co-hosted with Brandon a lot of times, and then we have Tank Kramer on there too. So yeah.
Yeah, me, Brandman, Brian said it all. I'm with Spoiler Kings as well, as of about May this year.
Okay. Snyder said it's true that it comes with great responsibility. It's true. Uncle Ben is the GOAT. I forget what we were even talking about. Wa alaikum assalam. Kita says true. Big Bro says true. Bro, it's true. That's a trick question. Like, if you don't say it's true, then you're just not paying attention. Marvel Studios, great power comes great responsibility. You have the power to create a black superhero be treated like Batman, and you're not using it. And you guys, movies have never been, or the superhero genre in movies has never been this powerful. Second Street Marvel says, I want to read the Ultimates after the claim was made that he was black. He's definitely not. So, like, the Wonder Man in the Ultimate Universe, yes or no? Is he black?
In Marvel comics?
Yeah. The 1610.
No,
he's talking about in the Ultimate Universe.
In the Ultimate Universe.
But that's the thing. I get it. I get it. The MCU 616 is a mixture of the Ultimate Universe and whatever. But we normally deal with 616.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care what he is in the Ultimate Universe, because that's not the universe we're in.
That's where we are now. We are in 616. That's what all the characters we're seeing. They're bringing in these guys in from 616. It doesn't even make sense.
Here's what we have when it comes to people wanting to claim the Ultimate Universe. The Ultimate Universe is why we have Sam Wilson having the backstory that he has. I mean, would we have preferred him start off as a 2-bit hustler? I don't think so. Nick Fury, he came over from the Ultimate Universe. Well, the Nick Fury that they had in the 616, they wasn't really investing in him anyway. So you got somebody like Samuel L. Jackson who comes in with built-in charisma, character, and everything like that. And I would say the Nick Fury that we had in the 70s and 80s when I was reading comic books, that was more like a Mission Impossible type of dude. They moved away from that. This particular Nick Fury is more interesting, but if we read comics, do they really talk about the black Nick Fury? No, they don't. They talk about the man on the moon. That's white Nick Fury. So when people talking about the Ultimate Universe, we've had modernized updates with stories a la Clint Barton and everything like that. Miles Morales came from the Ultimate Universe. But to Planet Fanatics' point, we're pulling from the 616 universe. That's where we're coming from. Because ain't nobody finna look at except the X-Men. If anybody gives them an X-Men story from the Ultimate Universe, they gonna be pissed off. Matter of fact, they'd have been pissed off if they would have got T'Challa from the Ultimate Universe. So this is where we have it, where you have people that read comics as well as watching the movies differentiate from people that just watch movies.
There's a comic where he looks kind of black, but he isn't. That must have been the one that I was shared. I got to see that image, and
I think that's the one he's talking about.
I did.
Snyder Steppenwolf takes issue with you calling it the MCU 616. It is
616 Snyder.
It's 199
in this
999.
1999.
Dr. Christine Palmer from the 838 universe just read the number incorrectly. That's what it is. Let's see here. Huge difference. Yeah, that is a huge difference. Let's get back to the show though. Question number 12 of True or False, asking Brandon, Werewolf by Night would have been better with color. Is this true?
Oh,
Hell no.
He loves Werewolf by Night.
I'm gonna say true. I'd have preferred it with color.
I loved the black and white. I loved like the whole throwback vibe to, you know, like Universal monster films, you know, like the Wolfman, Frankenstein. Like, I think if anything, that really enhanced the experience that they and the whole vibe they were going for. I really don't think it would have worked if it were in all color, like the way they did it, the transition at the very end to the vibrant colors. That worked for me, partially because it really wasn't part of the narrative, but the narrative as a whole, black and white was the only way to go.
Especially because it's an introduction, and that's why I want to say because it's an introduction into the monster universe. Being black and white is not. It's actually really good because then we can actually go along. We could grow, and you can see the change in color. You could go a little bit different, like Univision, whatever, and then you get to the regular. It's a good transition. I think it's perfect the way they started it.
I think I'm alone here, Bo. I'm reading Tacoma Comics says no. Murdoch says it's false. Trinity says it's false. Snyder says false. Keita says false. Bruh, anyone gonna be true with me, Theo?
I'm like this, considering going back to what Brandman said, because I do remember the Werewolf versus the Frankenstein monster, those movies when I was a kid and everything like that. I think considering the storyline they were going for, this is the horror movies, and they did paint it to a degree like this is paying homage to the Universal monsters from back in the day. The Bloodstone being red, that transition, I liked it. I honestly couldn't find fault with it. I couldn't. I like what they gave us. I think if they would have made it in color, that episode would have had to be gory in and of itself to give you that realism. We probably don't even get that show on Disney Plus. So it's just me.
Yeah, I loved that it was in black and white. I really wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah, no, it was brilliant. I mean, especially, I can't imagine the Elsa scene during the werewolf transformation being in color, where she's back up against the bars, and the camera slowly coming in on her, but you see the flashes of him getting bigger and bigger. Bro, it was brilliant. It was dope. I loved
that
it.
was the perfect, like how they used to do stuff back in the day.
That was dope.
Sorry,
it made the whole thing feel more. It made the whole thing feel more kind of theatrical. And
oh yeah.
Are you done? Are you done?
13. True or false? Iron Patriot sounds nicer than War Machine. I think it tests better. Iron Patriot, thumbs up. True.
Agreed. I think Iron Patriot would have been better, but once again, a black character. War Machine sounds better for a black character in this universe. I think they were pushing that.
I'm not even looking at it as like the black. I
think there's a reason behind all this stuff.
I mean,
okay. I wasn't taking it that way. You are taking it that way. I just meant like in the Iron Man 2 movie or Iron Man 3 movie, he was saying Don Cheadle's character was like. It was 3, right? Yeah.
3.
And they're like, this actually sounds better than War Machine. So just true or false about that. But if you want to bring it there, yes, of course.
I think if you're in armor that's red, white, and blue, you're the Iron Patriot. I think if you're going out on black op mission and everything like that, superhero, I'm War Machine because I'm not about peace when I come out here. I'm finna
I agree.
Red, white, and blue. That ain't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Iron Patriot equals Norman Osborn, leader of the Dark Avengers. We know that.
Oh, yeah.
Cornelia says, nah, War Machine. False, War Machine. True. I like the name War Machine. False. I think the falses have it. Anyone not answer yet?
I agree with Theo. War Machine.
Tacoma says false. Anyone who uses Patriot in their name is a scary right-wing fash. Oh my god. It's Brian's fault. Well, Jared says false. Adnan says Iron Patriot plays better in the USA media.
Yeah.
You guys gotta get really political today. I'll get political too. You guys ever notice the overrepresentation of the national anthem being sang by black singers? Why?
Man,
To
wait a
bolster some
minute.
sort of.
I swear we be on the same wavelength
Don't-
thinking sometimes, bro. Because we're talking about Jennifer. Although she sung it beautifully,
Mhm.
I've said the same thing. So many of us, our folks, sing the national anthem. Do we have people actually heard the entire national anthem?
That ain't the question.
No one's
That's
ever
not the question. That ain't the question, Deshaun. Do we care? That's the question.
But it's to like give the illusion that America is this great thing. Love this because you love Jennifer Hudson. Why don't you love America also? I think that's why it's overrepresented. Like it's not 14% of U.S. population is black, right? Something like that.
12.
My mistake.
Lower. And
That's lower.
you guys better get started, bro. I'm in Canada. There's nothing I can do to help with that, but
Hey, ethnically speaking, we one of the top 3
like globally
in the country. In top 3, if they say race, we fall down at the bottom somewhere. But if
What's
they
the
say
difference?
ethnically, we jump up in the top 3.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna look at that, and nobody's gonna put that out.
I don't understand what's different from ethnic and race. I always considered it the same thing. So what's the difference?
I did too. USA Census Bureau don't know.
No, but tell me what's the difference then.
I looked at it, I was like, because that number's still the same. But when they break you down, like, let's put it like this. When they say race, they doing black, white, and everybody else. But when they say ethnicity, they breaking up the race. So we ain't just got white. No, we got Irish, we got German, we got Jewish. They break it down like that. So when they break it down ethnic wise, we not in the bottom. We actually in the top 3.
Because so many of you would be descendants from West Africans who
because a lot of folks identify as black, African American, Jamaicans, Haitians, and y'all help me out, fellas, because I identify as African American. So, but I know there's some brothers, they Jamaican, and they not checking off black, they checking off other. But when you get to white, I'm Irish, checking off white. Some Latinos, some Asian people check off white. So it's just one of those things that I just, it's real interesting that when you look at that number ain't what that is when you ask the right question. And then when you ask the right question, the question then becomes, what are we doing? So,
and whoever says that we're more than 12%, check out the census. We're 12.3% of the population.
I heard the entire anthem. Wasn't it written by a race? What was it?
It was. Me too. You get to verse 3 and 4 and 5.
Singing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, brother. That's why they cut it off where they cut it off.
Ooh, you don't want to see the rest of that. Trust me.
I know what I'm doing after the stream. Shout out Whitney Houston.
Shout out Whit. She definitely sung that.
And I just want to say this one thing. Black people have changed the way the national anthem has been sung. So even if it's a white person singing the national anthem now, they sing it as if they're a black person with the runs and the holding of the notes.
The land of the free.
Hold on. Everything has changed because black people sing it a certain way. And I think its music has changed in the way we sing anything because of how black women specifically have sung these type of songs.
I'm finna give it to you because if y'all ain't listened to it, y'all need to. Marvin Gaye singing the national anthem. Because I saw somebody just put Whitney Houston. Have y'all ever heard Marvin Gaye sing the national anthem?
Yep,
I've heard Marvin Gaye's.
I probably have, but what about it?
Listen, I never knew that national anthem could be made into a sexually provocative song, and I'm not. No. When we get off this live, y'all
those rockets were glaring.
Marvin Gaye singing the national anthem, and he with a piece of gum in his mouth chewing. He had people just rocking.
Shit.
Like, for real. Y'all go check that out. Y'all will love it. Y'all put down in the comment section what y'all seen, how y'all felt about Marvin Gaye singing the national anthem. Yeah, he before Jennifer Hudson, before Whitney Houston. Yeah.
I love David Dunn and his skepticism about believing the census. A lot of people check 2 or more races. A lot of Hispanics identify as white. Well, Hispanic just means you speak Spanish. You could still be light-skinned, and if you're, if you got a good enough
on the census, it says Black American Hispanic or Black American non-Hispanic. It says that specifically.
Well, I always check out. I mean, I'm African American and Native American, but I always just African American.
Yeah. Well, you look at me, I'm black. It doesn't matter what my background is.
That's it, bro. That's just like nobody's about to ask, what are you? You African American, Native American? They only see
you're
one thing. They get out the car. Hey,
I'm 6'5", 285 pounds. I get out. I'm a big black guy. That's just what it is.
Right.
Smooth. He did sing "Sexual Healing."
He did. Come on, somebody. Come on.
I want to hear Chris Barnes singing the national. I gotta get back on topic,
I would
bro.
totally
Yeah, we gotta get back to the question.
I would totally be down with that. If you guys don't know who Chris Barnes is, that's the former lead singer of Cannibal Corpse.
Never heard of him. Heard of John Walker though. And would he make a good AAU?
What?
I'm going straight to Deshaun.
Would John Walker make a good AAU coach?
Yeah.
Nah. With the way he took the shield to dude at the end, he might take a kid out. They miss a layup or something.
Yeah.
Going
This is
hard.
like when you say
Game's on the
AAU.
line.
Have you played AAU basketball?
I'm telling you, bro. AAU coaches.
That's my coach right there. I've seen him. I've seen like trip someone, take a basketball, put it on their chest.
Man.
Go practice.
Yeah, to yank them kids up by the jersey sometimes. Get over here, man. Get over. What you doing? Like, you know.
Could you imagine if he was Ben Simmons' coach? You gonna shoot a jump shot? Yeah, I like it. I like John Walker as an AAU basketball coach. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Lamar would never.
You gonna defend? You gonna pick him up? You gonna pick him up full court and play me some defense? Yes, pick him up.
Bro, I can see the coaching inside of John Walker. I see it.
Oh yeah, the inspiration, the inspirational speech would be like, "You don't need super soldier serum to do this. You can do this without the serum. You got it."
Halftime, he's drinking Mike's secret stuff.
They be putting people on the floor like the Detroit Pistons from back in the day. Oh, no layup. Ain't no layups coming.
He's comfortable on a football field. We saw that in the show. Not basketball though. That's the thing. He'd make a great football coach. No doubt about that one.
Oh yeah.
You see, the best AAU coaches are like football coaches. They spit in your face. They're throwing you on the bench. Like I've been thrown against the bench 3, 4, 5 times. And I'm telling you, that's in basketball. Football
Man, that's sports, bro. Like when I step on the court with my boys, I'm a completely different person when I am off the court with my boys. Like it's like we here for business. This is a business trip. We're not here to make friends, bro. We're here to crush hope. Send them kids home crying. It's that serious.
When I had my girls on the football field playing flag football, listen, I need my linebackers to possess the same mentality that I got. Forget your gender. You got to be crazy.
Yeah.
We got false. We got false. We got a true from Trinity. We got Jared who says, just gave me PTSD to eating Doritos at 7 a.m. before 8 a.m. a game. True enough. What? It just gave me PTSD. Oh, because we brought you back to your childhood, I guess.
Oh, Lord.
Ben Simmons airballing a layup. Darius showed off a video of him trying to drop kick a ref. I was watching the stream from yesterday. He did not try to drop kick a ref though. Jared, false. He on that super soldier serum too. Yeah, he is. Definitely is. But that never stopped Lance Armstrong from being for double speaking.
Come on, somebody. Oh man.
Adnan's like football. Because he's a European. He says, I don't think you want John Walker in highly stressful situations. He might just pop off.
That's just like a lot of AAU coaches.
Yeah, get teched up. They get teched up for that. Yeah, that's normal.
Lamar would have made that laugh. Any player who F's up, Lamar would have. Take that charge like Lamar would. Urine Carter, hello, don't recognize your name. Welcome. He said, or she, Urine. Is that a boy name or girl name? Urine?
Mr. Carter, Mr. Carter. How you doing,
Carter? Carter says black people are more than 12%. The census is voluntarily. Everyone don't take it. That's a good point.
That is a good point.
Yeah. You can also tell like you're 3 minutes behind. So click live on the right side.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Number 15, true or false? It's better to have no X-Men than rushing the X-Men. Listen, bro. False. Wow. Rush the X-Men.
I'm conflicted.
Yeah. I'm conflicted.
Yeah.
I want because I need them to do that right. You know,
rush doesn't mean it won't be right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, we kind of look at Blade. Wasn't that announced the same time as X-Men in 2019 at G? Yeah. You look at Blade.
That was
Blade is, it's still fucked up. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, messed up. Sorry, it's still messed up. So you know, we besides the things we were hearing, the more recent positive things, but you look at that. I don't know.
And that was, to your point, Planet Fanatics. That's why I'm like, as you said, conflicted. But I'm like, if we been knew the X-Men were coming over to Disney, we knew that merger had been signed then. So why wasn't somebody, a writer, already assigned to that? Like, what were you waiting on? Like, you should have already been prepared for this. We knew it was just a matter of time, legalities, and everything. Once these characters were acquired by Marvel, we should have had a script in hand ready to go. You had enough time, not you, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, Marvel had enough time. What are you waiting on? And this is when I go back to it. We get so, I don't want to say caught up in the moment, but we think time is on our side. It's not. DC's not playing around. Black Adam wasn't a bad movie.
No.
That said, they can only get better from here. I hear a lot of people talking about the Snyderverse and everything. The Snyder Cut version of Justice League was better than the original version. So then who's the new dude that's running DC right now?
James Gunn.
They not gonna play like that. So it's like
they're not. You
don't have it where you can rest on your laurels, because here's what happens. And y'all help me out. I could be wrong. I might be speaking for too many people. As comic book fans, we want a good comic book movie. We don't want a bad comic book movie. So if we see a la Batman with James Clooney and everything like that, we getting bad comic book movies, we fishing to check out. We're not going to support these movies going forward. Or at least MCU movies, there'll still be some people hanging around, but we'll be like, nah, we're going to start spending our money over here. Why am I saying that? Because financially speaking, last time I checked, I don't think any of us are millionaires where we can afford to be just spending our money willy-nilly. And these movie companies ain't sponsoring us to just show up in their movie theater, because movie tickets are cheap. So they got to get it together, man. And people not gonna keep comic book fans want a good comic book movie regardless. I think we've shown that with Spawn. That was a good comic book movie. It had nothing to do with Marvel or DC. We showed up, Snyderverse, like that. I can feel how I want to feel with how many Peter Parkers were in Spider-Man No Way Home. But damn, if you're going to tell a story, that's a great way to tell a damn story.
Yeah, I mean, a good example too with that is the Star Wars fan. I'm a massive Star Wars fan, but look at the Star Wars franchise right now. Yes, Rise of Skywalker did, of course, it did great numbers. But you look at these, it's a terrible film. But you look at these series, look at Andor opposed to Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Jedi numbers and conversation-wise has been phenomenal. Nobody's really talking about Andor, besides the people that are watching about this is adult Star Wars. Well, what does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not in the Star Wars universe. It's barely in the universe.
Right. So I compare it to like that. Like, Star Wars fans are to a point where we are like, we're fed up. If it's not something we want to watch, Star Wars related, because I've not watched Andor. I'm not gonna watch Andor. But Tales of the Jedi, I rush to watch because that feels like Star Wars. That feels like something I want to see.
Hey, Brandon, who's that sound like? So I tell them all the time. I gotta say, we should rush mutants. We don't have to rush X-Men.
Yeah, and
you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't need that group of X-Men have to be rushed, but I do need the mutants. We can have the characters before they hit who X-Men is, but we need those characters.
Yeah,
because the storyline doesn't make sense.
Because it's happening now with Kamala Khan getting to be a mutant with that sound effect. Yeah. So it's basically happening. They're just using the wrong character to do that.
Yeah, they need to do what these good characters. We can do anyone. Everyone was an X-Men. They're still mutants when they, as they grow. We can have mutants around without having X-Men, and the X-Men be the big thing the big reveal. Like, okay, now we becoming X-Men. Like, we have this group that's becoming X-Men.
Yeah. To your point, like we did with the one shots and everything like that. When X-Men first came out, X-Men 1, at the back of X-Men 1, they had a story, a small story of how they came across Cyclops.
Deshaun, do you got that comic too?
I don't.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the first 5 issues were how Professor Xavier came across these various mutants that he would form into the X-Men. So to your point, we could have it where we got these Disney Plus one-offs where we're introducing the mutants. We don't have to have them come together and fight a big villain right then and there. But these introductory stories, how they're playing, I keep going back to my Alpha Flight movie. I don't know why we greenlit an Eternals movie when we could have greenlit an Alpha Flight movie and
Alpha Flight movie. What?
Alpha Flight movie would have been dope.
Alpha Flight would have solved. Didn't nobody know who the Eternals were. Alpha Flight, Alpha Flight would have solved all of our representation problems. Have gave a backdoor entry for James Logan to come through and everything like that.
True.
We wouldn't have had to force anybody down anybody's throat. We'd have had the LGBTQ represented. We'd have had African Americans represented. We'd have had Samoans represented. We'd have had Native Americans represented. We'd have had Alaska. Everybody. And watch this. We'd even had Sasquatch. I don't know why we didn't do that story, but nevertheless, we could, to your point, introduce these mutants one-offs, then bring them together. Hell, at the end of the one-off, you can have it where Professor Xavier is sitting there. Can I highlight you for a little bit?
Yep. The same thing they did with Avengers.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that. The same thing, we never heard Steve say Avengers. I'm not saying like we need to wait for have Professor X, say it actually, but we didn't actually hear him say Avengers Assemble until Endgame. And then at the end of phase one, we had the big Avengers movie. So you could do that where you have the stories at the end of whatever phase. Because I've heard people saying like the phase 6 or whatever is going to be like the mutant phase or whatever and stuff like that. Because didn't Feige say that phase 6 was going to be more heavy with the mutants?
Yeah.
I think so.
Said we weren't going to see a lot of mutants until after phase 5 is what they're saying. Because they have a storyline that they're really focusing on. They didn't want to push it, but why couldn't they just add a couple mutants to that storyline? I don't understand.
Right.
We act like time is. I mean, like not infinite, but we act like time is infinite. No, it's not. These ages are acting out. That's part of the problem when we talking about the brother that's supposed to be playing Blade. Like, damn, come on.
Come on, man. Mahershala's like, because when it was announced in 2019, Mahershala's like 51, 50. The brother's like 54 now, bro. Like,
I'm not trying to be funny, but I just look like this. No, we get to a certain point. Ain't nobody trying to bulk up and go out here. Because when we fall after a certain age, it hurt worse. I don't care how innocent that fall is. So when we going out here, we got to do action movies and stuff like that. No, you got to go get a stunt double. I can't do this.
Right.
Hey, let's keep it to one-word answers. 16, true, false. Kim Kardashian makes a good Mystique. False.
No.
False.
No.
False.
True or false? Kamala can dance to other music genres. She did the Bollywood at the wedding.
True.
Nah, false. I don't know.
Sister's got rhythm. She looked like she had it.
True.
Black music is in everything. So yes, true.
True or false? Tales of the Jedi. Funny you brought that up. Trump's What If. This is true.
Oh, all day.
Hands up.
What if ain't even in the same sphere?
I'm gonna fall back.
Man, those Dooku arcs.
Look, Star-Lord T'Challa is
besides that episode.
But that's such a big part of the episode. I don't know. Like, I love Ahsoka, but we're gonna get a whole thing about Ahsoka.
That's true.
I
don't know. I think the thing
also,
for me,
but he wasn't. It wasn't. It's everything you knew. You understood why he got to where he got. What if it's going to have?
For me, I just love. For me, with Star Wars, it's the poetry, it's the rhyme, the rhythm, it's the fact that one of those Dooku episodes was happening the same time as Phantom Menace. It's like I love that. I don't know. For me, no. I like I love the T'Challa stuff and What If, but Tales is dope, man.
I'm gonna go false.
Cornelius gives the Doctor Strange episode.
It's another good one.
Still canon, like it was not in the main universe,
Yeah, we all thought that was gonna play into Multiverse of Madness, and it didn't.
They just did it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The Thor episode too. I don't know. He says, "I DM you, bro. Let me join y'all. Cool for real. Nerd culture is toxic. I've never heard of you. You just introduced yourself to me. If I watch your videos and I like you, and I'm like, oh, cool, this is good, and I'll have you on. And if I'm not gonna stop the stream now to go check that out, but like let's form a relationship first before you ask me to join the stream, like I have with Spoiler Kings and like I have with Planet Fanatics. And you guys know I've been with Theo a year now. How long we known each other, Theo? Probably a year.
Stop counting.
Tales of the Jedi was epic. Indeed. Trinity says Hank shoots. Oh, you're trying not to swear. Thank you so much. I didn't get it though. He says Hank ishes on Fury's big week is the only good episode. But I do love What If it was well.
Yes, they're both good.
They are.
Yeah, really enjoyed What If. It was Marvel's answer to Twilight Zone.
Question number 19. Okay, what was the underground earthquake?
My headcanon, it's still Atlantis for me. It's still the stuff with Namor. I don't care what the writers say. Because Okoye, bro, just having her say we handle it by not handling it in the tone that she said it in lets me know that it's Namor. I'm sorry.
I'm going with Krakoa. That's the mutant island nation of Krakoa. It's alive. It's moving. I think what was the other theory? It was the Eternals giant celestial, whatever its name was.
Yeah, the celestial.
That's a good one
at that time. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it's probably Atlantis. I mean, it's not Atlantis. Wherever that country, wherever they're changing it to.
Talicon.
Yeah, and see, that was the whole thing. I want to say, oh, that should have been Atlantis, but clearly it's Talokan. So it's like y'all referencing certain stuff in the movie, in a previous movie. Not y'all, the writers and directors and everything. Are you gonna play it off in the future? Because we've sat up here and said, well, it could have been the Rising Celestial. Well, it could have been Atlantis, or it could have been. It's like, or Krakoa. I'm like this. Leave that whole Atlantis thing alone. This would be me as far as like the MCU. Don't do that. You got Talokan over here. I like the idea of we're introducing the mutants and everything like that, because to them that might have been a throwaway line. Okay, let that be where Krakoa is rising up and everything like that, because we still got to tell this story if we choose to tell it, which is one of the greatest Marvel stories ever told. How we get Group of X-Men.
It's the greatest story to tell. Yeah. Let's see here. Question number 20 now. Who would you send to handle it? Who's got power? I gotta see the Wakanda Forever movie to see how Namor acts, but I think he'd be the best to handle an underwater threat.
Nobody from this current
I was thinking
heroes team. Nobody. Who we sending? Iron Man? Nope.
Iron Man, he had some underwater work in the beginning of the Avengers movie. He was underwater.
He gone. You talking about now? Who?
Ironheart, Riri, boom.
Let me ask a question. Who would we send now, or who we would have sent back then when we said it was something going on with water, with the ocean? Did that
talking current roster?
Hulk?
I'm saying, like, I want to make sure Chill is asking the right. Who would we have sent to go investigate it back then when it happened? Okay, I like that. That helps me better. Carol Danvers. Go on down there and see about that.
Oh yeah, she did have a scene in the water. Yeah, she can do that.
Carol Danvers. That's good job.
I know you all playing it. Come on,
Carol,
right? Page here real quick. Hey, I need to got something at home. Come on back.
Yeah,
just go right to the water. Take care of it.
Why y'all can't use Thor? He fat and out of shape right now. We can't use him. Come on back.
Namor, the cool can. We got Diesel saying, I want to see the Savage Land, but after what they did with fake Atlantis, I don't know. Bro, who knows? Search up David Lee McInnes, Namor. I'm in the middle of the show. Murdoch J says, I guess Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson?
He can't swim.
No, not Sam.
Send Black Adam. Send Nakia from the River Tribe. Hey, I like that though. I like it.
That's a good thought. I like
a little bit of thought there. Question number 21. How does Namor's mutant status play a part into the X-Men? Because he is a mutant. I heard him say, Tana Cohort to say so. How does this play a part? I have no idea, bro. Because he's not really Namor. He's like Namor. He's this different. I don't want him to link with the mutants then.
I don't think they're going to have him link with the mutants. I think he's going to be a mutant, but I don't think he's going to link into the X-Men at all.
Yeah, I think he's really going to be in his own corner.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're probably going to get. I don't think you were going to get Atlantis in the MCU ever, honestly. No. I mean, because what DC has already done.
That's why they're not doing it.
Never going to see Atlantis.
When you say that's why they're not doing that, we mean like it's too similar, or do we mean rights issues?
That's too similar. They came out and said that they didn't want to confuse the audiences that have already seen DC's Atlantis. I mean, I don't know how bro. I know I'm watching two different movies.
Yeah, that's kind of insulting to the audience. It's kind of saying, "Oh, the audience are idiots."
Right. Speaking of the audience are idiots, Black Guru's in the building. I'm kidding.
They used the same reason for not using Kamala Khan's embiggening powers for why they weren't going to call it in.
Exactly.
So it's like they're not giving us enough credit. Same reason why they did with Shang-Chi the 10 rings and everything like that. Why they didn't have it 10 rings, because they're afraid that audiences won't be able to tell the difference, because they thought audiences were going to get the stones on the rings confused with the stones from
Thanos' gauntlet. Right.
Really? Okay, never mind. All right. So yeah.
Listen,
we're not intelligent enough.
I suppose not. The thing with Ms. Marvel, though, is they got her name wrong. MISS spells the word miss. We all know that, right? Miss, an unmarried woman is miss. MRS is Mrs. because you're married. And then there's the word MS period. The sound is Ms.
Ms.
They got her name wrong. A 2-letter word they got wrong.
What does the MS represent?
It means that we don't know if you're married. We don't know if you're not married. Just like, how Mr. There's no like stigma attached to it or a definition attached to it. It's just a formal way to address adult male.
Right.
The women needed that too, and they said we need Ms.
Okay.
It's a whole thing. Like the Carol Danvers books from earlier, back when she ran as Ms. Marvel, I think they addressed it, and I think that might have been where I heard about it, or I probably watched like Comic Book Drake talking about that, and I'm just regurgitating it. I heard it online or something. Okay. Even though we're in the middle of the show, there were a couple of questions that we asked, and were wrestling related, and I want to get your take on this one.
Okay.
We said, what was Dave Bautista's proudest moment in Endgame? Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, you answered it right there. All right. What if Triple H comes back? The Blade Trinity version. What if he comes back?
That's the Blade I didn't like. That was the worst Blade, was the one with him. So
yeah, that extended iPod commercial.
Yeah, it'll be cute. That's my answer. It'll be cute if he show back up.
Are wrestlers good fits for the comic book genre? Do you think the audience is crossover? What do you think?
I would say yes until I seen Black Adam. Now I don't know.
Ooh,
wow,
that was a big one.
Okay,
man, you got to step up, Brian.
Yeah, I gotta go to work. Unfortunately, I own a couple of restaurants, so I gotta go check on them before they blow up.
We appreciate having you on.
I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me talk.
Talk to you later, Brian.
All right.
Okay, Brian.
Next question of 33 Burning MCU Questions. Do the Eternals know about these mutants? They got to. They know about everything else.
They have to.
Yeah.
It just never came up because it wasn't that urgent. The thing was, planet's about to explode. We got the Celestial inside our Earth, and that's why that was the topic of conversation when they were together. They mentioned the Avengers, but they know about the mutants, bro. They know.
I agree.
Let's see what you guys say over in the live chat about this question. They gentrified Blade film. Oh, God. Drax got to give some Batista powerbomb one good time before he's killed off. That's happening. Every wrestler gets their move in. Come on now.
Yeah. That's something I've been waiting for in the Guardians movies.
Keita says, yep, the Eternals know. Thanks, Brian, for repping Spoiler Kings. Yep. They got to have some knowledge about mutants. They've been around forever. Yes. They probably created the mutants. Phase 4 clearly wasn't planned. Don't say it wasn't planned.
I'd say it's planned.
Yeah, I'd say it was planned. I would say, we got origin stories for everyone. I mean, I think I would prefer the special route over the series route, just because with that special, we got to the point, bro. Like, even if you didn't know Werewolf by Night going into it, you knew it was quickly understood with the beginning synopsis there, what was going on. Then we got into it. We didn't need to go 3-4 episodes in trying to explain this person's backstory. Like, we knew who Man-Thing was at the end. You knew who Elsa Bloodstone was at the end. You knew. We didn't have to go 9 episodes and we get the reveal of the costume at the end for 30 seconds.
Right. Phase 4 looked better on paper. Eternals know.
I would say that I don't want to say that they didn't plan Phase 4. I want to say that they rested on their laurels a little too much. Because I think if we look at Phase 1, 2, and 3, if I equated to writing a book, we had an ending, we had a beginning, we had an ending, and we had a great middle part. And that's what people miss when it comes to a book. You can know how you want the book to end, You can know how you want the story to start off. But how do you get your audience from the beginning to the end without them falling asleep, without them not being entertained? So we got that.
What did they have in the middle? They had Infinity Stones to attach each movie property, even though they're separate heroes, to each other. And the attachment here, since Phase 4 began, just is absent. There's secrecy. The main problem. Writers at Ms. Marvel were told, they were asking what happens in Captain Marvel 2, because, they're going to be writing Kamala. It's probably relevant. They said, Feige answered back, we'll let you know if it's important. I don't think that is conducive.
That's why I said I think they got complacent. I think it's one of those things where if I'm the number one retailer and I don't have a challenger, I really ain't got to keep coming up with innovative ways to keep people coming in to buy my merchandise. I can just sit back and rest on my laurel. Well, they admitted, we've all talked about it at some point in time, they're hiring people that don't even know the characters. They're hiring people that don't even know the direction. Now, if you're the one that own these IPs and you're not making sure that the people that are going to present these IPs to the general public know anything about these IPs, is because you think you can't miss. You think you can just throw anything out there. So I think they did plan it, but I did think to a degree they rested on their success, thinking we can't miss. No, yes, you can. History has shown you can miss when you get comfortable.
Kimoyo Kid doesn't miss with this joke. He says, hey, Theo, I think the celestial in the sea is Enjobu.
To add what you said, Jill, when you said talking about the stones and everything, that was the difference in leading up to the entire Infinity Saga. And each phase, we were reminded of what we're going toward, what we're connected to, what connects Phase 1 to Phase 2 to Phase, the difference in Phase 4 is we don't know where we're going. Like, they haven't really exactly laid out, like, yes, we know Kang, yes, we know the multiverse, but like, what does all this mean? How do the rings connect to Kang?
When are we going to see Moon Knight
what
again?
Does this stuff mean? Yeah, bro, like questions like that.
Remember when Doctor Strange had a movie? Doctor Strange then shows up a year later in Thor Ragnarok, just like, oh, Earth has wizards now? Because it mattered. That thing that happened a year ago in November matters the next year in November for that movie.
Exactly.
And there's no crossing over.
You know what y'all complaining of? They placed emphasis on satisfying demographics as opposed to telling the story. Pushing agendas as opposed to telling the story. That's what they did in the first 3 phases. They told the story. Now, a piece to this person. Because as you alluded to, Planet Fanatics, what does Shang-Chi have to do with Kang? Oh, nothing. He don't.
No, nothing that we know of yet, but those energy signatures were unique. So maybe.
You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing to tie him to Kang when we put this movie out, like y'all alluded to.
I think they were trying to be not racist. They were trying to be inclusive, and they're like, oh, boom, we're gonna just hit the diversity check marks on, and everyone's represented. But yeah, the story part was missing.
Yeah,
I would say another thing about the middle of the Infinity Saga was the character relationship. To your point, Theo, about the story, right? So we see the civil war between Tony and between Steve, and that's helped drive a lot of the narrative and things that happened with the Black Panther. So we're actually watching character arcs take place inside of the story. Right now, everything is just inside of its own presentation. So everything, Moon Knight is just in Moon Knight. Miss Marvel is just in Miss Marvel, so forth and so on. So we're not seeing character arcs go between different properties as well. So that's a big difference too.
And we got so much going on that no one's talking about. Like, why have we not talked about the Celestial coming out to sea? Why is no one bringing up the blip other than in flashbacks and things? That still plays a huge part in there. Like, just no one's talking about anything. There's no connections. It's weird, bro. That's why it's just like, okay, we're here.
Even the ones they planned, unfortunately, Doctor Strange and Spider-Man swapped orders, and I think that may add to or contributed to our complaints right here. The next question of 33 Burning MCU Questions. Did Simu Liu ask to be on the red carpet of Black Panther, or was he invited to be on Wakanda Forever's red carpet? I think he asked.
Diversity. He was invited.
He's invited? All right.
I feel like he was invited.
All right.
I think all the Marvel. I think all the MCU actors would have gotten an invite. I think we would have gotten an invite.
Now that you say it like that, yeah, like Xochitl Gomez was at the last Marvel movie, Thor, and I'm like, what's she doing there? Well, she's got nothing better to do. She's a Marvel actress. She played America Chavez, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably why she got invited. Everyone gets invited to everything. Yeah. I changed my answer. Simu Liu was invited. Yeah. Deshaun?
Yeah, invited.
What do you guys say in the live chat? We got exactly Planet Fanatics. Bigger First says 36 people. Hit that like button. Yeah, there are 36 people in here. Thank you. Like the stream. Are they doing too many? Oh, this guy spelled the words two with ones. Oh, like how am I supposed to understand what you mean, bro? Come on, Adnan. Too many characters and not giving them the depth they need to make greater connections to the wider MCU with over depth. Brand synergy on the red carpet. Yeah, they'll do it on the red carpet, but not on the screen. 24. Does Peter watch A24 films? He likes those classics, bro. He likes the Aliens. You see that really old movie, Star Wars?
Aliens, Empire Strikes Back.
Peter Parker?
Peter Parker.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he would watch A24.
Yeah. I can see him watching A24 films.
He would have been
the time anymore.
The first people on A24. He's the type of guy who would watch it and tell everybody, like, you got to check this out. It's this new thing.
Oh, yeah.
Or like he would have been on it pretty early, I think.
Oh yeah, chill. He's got time. He's got nothing but time right now. He ain't got nobody, so he's leaning on A24.
I like to think he's making a name for himself in the streets of New York, being a hero. The reason he knows those old movies is because when he was younger, Uncle Ben said you got to watch the classics.
Listen, I want to send a special shout out to Black Guru for being able to do exactly what Peter Parker did when he was here last time we was here. How Peter was able to make Cap and Tony feel old as hell, and Black Guru old. I was like, damn it, stop reminding me. I'm trying to stop. Yeah, Peter would be watching A24 film. Yeah, he would.
For sure.
Keita says it's a yes. Was Meg the Stallion invited to the premiere? Yeah, she was, wasn't she?
Was she there?
She probably got an invite. I'm going to say Megan got an invite. Whether she showed up or not, but I'm going to say, yeah, she got an invite. Because I think they want to do business with Megan. I think they really, really do.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to give her a movie, watch.
Some Marvel employees who threw shade at us pro recasters weren't invited. Marvel employees who threw shade at us weren't invited. Who are the Marvel employees I've only ever heard people do interviews from Marvel and give their opinion. And I actually respect Ryan Coogler, Nate Moore. I disagree with their answers, but I respect that they never projected anything towards fans. They're just like, fans are going to feel how they feel about it. There are MCU fanboys and MCU like apologists who go all out on Twitter, and those guys I don't much respect. And I'm just like, misogyny. You're doing the whole legacy conversation. You're doing like all the, you guys know all the arguments, but I feel like the Marvel employees have been respectful. So Steezel, name names. Who hasn't been invited? Like, can they let Peter actually grow up? Bro, time is going to make him grow up. Yeah, eventually.
I think
Cornelius. Yeah, comic book Peter? Hell no. And he'll never get married to Mary Jane. Meg is the new Misty Knight. Shut up. 25. The first Marvel hero to die in a Justice League versus Avengers movie. If you wrote it, I'll go last.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. Wait, stop, pause. We talking in the MCU or we just talking comics? Because wait a minute. Okay.
Listen, James Gunn, he's got the connection with Feige. This movie's happening. Who's the first Marvel hero that you would have die in this crossover film? Live chat, you can answer this one too.
That's a tough one though. That
is tough. That is tough.
It's not tough for my live chat. Hawkeye.
They said Hawkeye.
Yeah, but see, I'm trying to. If I'm gonna pick a character, I want it to be somebody that's really gonna push the overall story and narrative that's going on. Like, what's making these two teams go at each other? And it would have to be a death.
It's not Hawkeye.
No, bro. I don't think we're going to war for Hawkeye, but
Drax.
No, the Guardians got that. The Avengers ain't coming for that one.
It's got to be an Earth guy.
Yeah.
Well, my first mind was Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. Yeah.
They killed the Hulk. That's a starter. Yup.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like if the Justice League kills the Incredible Hulk, that kind of solidifies them as a credible threat in the battle. Like if they can kill the Hulk, they can kill anybody, you know, so it makes the battle more intense, right? Because it gives them, you know, the leverage to say anybody can be defeated. It balances the power scaling, if you will. So my first mind was Hulk, and I'm gonna go with Hulk, the Incredible Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
So
Deal?
I'm gonna apologize because it's a little bit long. At first I was gonna go with Cassie Lang, but then I thought about the whole female in the refrigerator storyline. I was like, I don't want to do that. I would kill off Scott and have it be where Scott's death is somehow caused by Ray Palmer. Cassie would be grieving, assuming her father's legacy and everything like that. Scott has been, for the most part, portrayed as a fun-loving character on screen.
Yeah, it would take the air out if he died.
You're right. To see his character probably trying to solve something, because the Atom isn't a known character like that as far as casual fans go. So to see them two be at odds and his death traumatized, you know, because his death would lead to them crossing over, something like that. But the emotional impact that Cassie would go through, the emotional impact that the Wasp would go through, Hope, because she loves him, Hope Van Dyne and everything like that. We might even get Hank Pym, because he's still living, to give us a little bit of that insane character display that we got in the What If episodes, his personality arc and everything like that. I would like to see that. I think that's.
And my answer, if we remember Avengers from 2012, they all avenged the death of Coulson. Now we got to have Nick Fury die. That man will unite Captain Marvel. She'll get the beep. Everyone's coming to defend Nick Fury. Diesel says, I need another Avengers vs. Justice League crossover event. Hey, I don't think it's happening because of WB. No, not WB. What you got in your hand right there? Let me see here.
This right here is the latest issue of Avengers and everything like that. It's an interesting storyline because it actually has Nahanda, the Renegade Panther, and she is, I'm gonna say, in a relationship. She's the Queen of Wakanda in this comic. She is in a relationship with, don't make me say her name wrong. But the outlaw, the
Iron Fist?
The outlaw Iron Fist, yeah, like that means but I'm trying to figure out, were at one time Atlantis and Wakanda.
Atlanta is Wakanda. Ask T.I.
Yeah, Princess Gale. So I'm trying to figure out, were those two countries united at one time, because both of them, they was rulers of both them countries, and both of them were on the Avengers 1000 AD. So I got questions.
And then asks us, who would the Marvel characters kill then? Batman? That's funny that you asked, because the next question is, who's the first DC hero who would die in a Justice League versus Avengers movie if you wrote it?
Taking Soups. I'm taking Soups out, because I was going to take Captain America out.
It's the same sort of idea.
Yeah. You have the two leading members get taken out. Emotionally, that would affect the teams to be driven, to want to take out the other team.
Yeah, these guys can't be trusted. We can't even have a conversation anymore. They killed Superman. What? And how would Superman die? I guess you know what I would do? This is not because I'm a genius. Watch this. Kryptonite is Superman's weakness, right? But in the Marvel universe, vibranium, turns out he's weak to that too. And you just boom.
Have John Walker impersonate Captain America and kill Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne's got to die.
Because they be like, oh, Cap did this, but it was because John Walker would do it, and Bruce would think he was fighting Cap. He ain't got nothing necessarily to stop John from doing to him.
Who's carrying this movie then? People are going to see a Justice League versus Avengers.
Batman got to be in the fight.
He does have to be in it. But see, the thing about Batman is, I was just about to say too, like, maybe you do kill bats, because not because the Avengers don't know, obviously, that if you give, it's all in how much time Bats has, right? Because if he got enough time, like you kill Soups, Batman might disappear while the rest of the league is handling the Avengers, and he's down there trying to figure out this Avengers weakness, this Avengers weakness. Then he shows back up like, boom, I got the antidote. Everybody's out.
I had the two characters, but I was like, I don't want to use them two because it could start something. Cyborg could easily kill Tony Stark and then start a war, or Tony Stark, because of how their power sets are, killed Cyborg and it set off something. Because both of those characters are beloved. That would be an emotional pull wherever we're looking at, and we could have an Avengers movie without Tony Stark as long as we got Steve Rogers. I'm thinking.
I can rock.
Everybody likes Vic. You know, Vic, Jeff Johns showed a lot of love to Vic and everything like that. If Vic is the protagonist / antagonist, that's going to do something. If Tony Stark is the antagonist, protagonist, with a Victor Stone being dead, and Victor could come back because of what he's got, the mother box in the system and everything like that, it could be where it was a death early on in the movie to pull on the emotional heartstrings of the audience for us to bring him back with apocalyptic technology.
It won't be Wonder Woman. She represents a lot, and I want to have her for the most. She's like some of these big characters. They got to die towards the ending, or at least the middle.
My pick, or how I would do it, who I would kill in DC, would be Lois Lane.
Ooh, great pick. I can see the movie just flesh out just from that death.
Yeah. Who killing her? Who killing her? Who taking out? Who taking out?
That's the thing. That's the thing. You kill Lois, it's gonna be a shitstorm.
And go ahead and you can adapt kind of the injustice in there. She's a pregnant Lois.
The Punisher.
Pregnant Lois.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the Punisher kills and takes her out. Yeah, that would definitely start some shit.
Beat that one, Brandon. DC hero.
DC hero. I'm kind of inclined to say Green Lantern.
Which one?
I was kind of torn between him and Flash, and I almost went for Superman as well, but I was beaten to that. But I'm kind of torn between Green Lantern and Flash.
John Stewart.
I'm kind of leaning more towards the context of the Flash because, kind of like we said with Marvel, Scott Lang, he's like the kind of fun-loving, kind of lighter character.
Right.
That would really kind of, amp up the stakes and like stuff is getting real. Like no one is safe. I really like the concept of that. So I'm probably going to lean towards Flash.
Mm-hmm. Flash is already in another dimension. So, nobody got that joke. Someone in the live chat's going to say LOL and smiley faces. Okay.
You
27. Can we name 10 American characters who don't vote in the midterms?
I get it.
Listen, bro. There's no way Tony Stark is voting in politics. He pays politicians. So that's one.
Yeah.
Pepper votes. War Machine votes. Sam votes. Bucky doesn't care.
Yeah.
Bucky's not registered.
I don't think Danny Rand votes.
From okay, yeah, Danny Rand. Luke Cage?
Luke Cage. I was gonna.
Luke Cage votes. He just ran for office.
Oh, good point. So Jessica Jones voted for him, so she votes. We're at 3 right now.
Peter Parker votes. He votes.
He votes.
In midterms. In midterm, not the main election every 4 years, but the midterm elections. Less people turn out for midterms than the main.
Right. That's true. Then I'm thinking main election. No, then Peter doesn't. I don't think
Peter's number 4.
Miles didn't vote. Prowler didn't vote.
Oh, Prowler definitely did not vote.
That's 5. I'll give it to Prowler. Miles might be too young right now. We don't know how old Miles is in the MCU.
You think Kingpin votes? He is a politician. He ran for mayor.
Wait a minute. We tripping. Wait. If they own Krakoa, do they count as American citizens?
Yeah, you're not un-American all of a sudden.
Oh, well, hell, pick who you want to, because Warren Worthington ain't voting.
But they're not in the MCU yet.
Okay, all right.
You said Kingpin? Kingpin?
Does he vote?
He buys.
I don't think he cares. He might.
He's a mobster. Like, he's a gangster. Like, he
got to pick his public appearances. He cannot be at a voting booth, because I don't know how it works where you guys are from, but where I am, wherever I live, there's like a polling station dedicated for me. There's only one place I can go. So if you're Kingpin, and you just don't want someone to have that much power over you where they know, oh, well, he's going to vote, so I know he's going to that gymnasium. So Kingpin don't vote. That's number 6.
Frank Castle.
Does Vision
Frank
give
Castle.
Oh, Frank Castle does not vote.
Yeah, you don't trust the judicial system. Frank Castle ain't vote.
Vision?
Yeah. Can he vote? Can he register?
That's an NA. That doesn't count.
I don't know though. Didn't they make him register in the Sokovia Accords? If he had to register for that, why can't he not register to vote?
Yeah, and wasn't his name on that lease at the end of WandaVision?
We still trying to figure out how he got paid and Sam was broke. I still got questions about that one. Luis, Ant-Man. Luis from Ant-Man. Do we think anybody from that crew votes?
Yeah, boom, that we got our 10 right there. In the live chat, people contribute and they say any of the champions team in the comics. No comic books. Isaiah Bradley doesn't vote.
No, I agree. He doesn't.
He don't vote
at all.
Snyder Steppenwolf. Maybe Ultron does snatch greater technology. Punisher don't vote. Mm-hmm. Hank McCoy is voting. Yeah, the smart people are going to vote, bro. Fisk got any corrupt politicians in his pocket? He got all of them.
Magneto's not voting.
She-Hulk is voting. Yeah.
Magneto's not American, is it?
Yeah. I don't think so.
No, Magneto's not.
Black Widow's from Ohio.
But she's Russian initially. No, wait, never mind.
No, I don't think she votes. She can't vote. Yeah. Iron Fist doesn't. We said that one. What about Loney Lincoln, a.k.a. Tombstone? He votes. Luke Cage is busy with Jessica Jones unless you think that Budapest counts, that Bedpost counts. Oh, Bedpost. Funny.
Bedpost.
Number 28. Would you shrink yourself to watch a movie on a big screen or embiggen the monitor? At the ending of Ant-Man and the Wasp, they were sitting in their car and we're like, oh yeah, they're watching a drive-in movie. They were looking at a laptop. They shrunk themselves. Do you think...
I'd shrink myself.
I just feel like I'm not safe. It's dangerous. Someone could step on me. An animal can fly in and or a cat or a stray. I would never shrink myself and make myself subject for 2 hours. Yeah.
That's the other thing that I've always questioned when it comes to Ant-Man. Okay, I get it. At that height, he still has the size and strength of a full-size human, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That what they telling us. Y'all help me out because I could be wrong. I don't know everything now. Y'all help me out. Is he just as tough? Like if an ant bite me at this size, it ain't gonna bother me. So if I'm that size, is it gonna feel the same when he bite me? Like, and just get up off me? Because if that's the case, then I ain't afraid at that height.
That would be a determining factor, how much, how strong you are at that. And they do say he got the strength of a regular man, even though he's that size. So, there's that. My thing would be the resolution on the screen. Like, is it 1080p? Is it 4K? Because if you shrink yourself, it might not look, a certain type of way. So
good point.
Resolution is a certain type of way that maybe.
Where's Deshaun? Deshaun ran away with his answer. Yeah, you're right. If you shrink come back here. Listen, repeat. Did you hear what he said?
Say it one more time.
All right, go ahead.
I was saying the resolution will be my concern, right? The resolution on the screen, because if I shrink myself, what is the resolution? Is it 4K? Is it 1080p? Does it look even more pixelated? Am I seeing green and blue coming through and not a clear picture? So I think that'll be my concern if I shrunk myself to watch something on a laptop or screen.
I didn't even think about it that way. Yeah.
You see, it's a negative 4K. See, the true answer here, I will take no more opinions. We have come to and settled it. Would you shrink yourself to watch a movie? No. You embiggen. Shout out Kamala Khan. People in the live chat says, bigger screen. I think embiggen the screen. He's so foul. Kang, please kill him. What are you talking about? Keita says bigger screen. Everyone says bigger screen, bro. Next question of 33, Burning MCU Questions, 28. What's the ideal episode count? If we're getting full-length episodes and not like short 20 minutes from She-Hulk, I'll take 9.
I was gonna say 9.
MCU TV show.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I could take 10 if it's like, because House of Dragon, man, if you're keeping it like each week is boom, 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 better. I could take 10.
Yeah, I'd say no more than 10. I'd be good with 8.
Okay. 8, 9, 10.
8, 9, 10. As long as he said, as long as the episodes are fire, like as long as they come in with it, I could watch an extended season.
Well, yeah, we can watch anything if the episodes are good. I can watch shorts if they're good, but with length, we do want the length runtime to be over 45 minutes or 45 roughly.
Yeah. 45 roughly.
Yeah.
Hour for you want Game of Thrones, huh?
I mean, for
honestly,
here's the finales. An hour, works for the premiere for the finale.
The number 12 sticks out to me. I mean that, but not for any of the chronological yearly, comic books or whatever. But the number 12 sticks out to me, but it ain't got to be the number. But
how hurt will we be if Daredevil Born Again? It's 18 episodes, but they're 20 minutes.
Oh,
no.
Say that again.
20-minute Daredevil episodes. Can you imagine that?
Come on, what we doing in 20 minutes?
And I think that would have to be discrediting what Charlie Cox is out there doing. This brother's out there training MMA, fighting. Yeah, like they better not be 20 minutes.
The main reason I can think of is the budget of the show. However, Daredevil doesn't have no spectacular powers. So the money that may have been going to the CGI and whatnot in the Daredevil show, it would be going to longer scenes, paying the actors more.
Well,
what's going on, Tim?
One thing Charlie Cox did say that he liked about the MCU that he way more than the Netflix series was the CGI use.
Yeah. And
what scenes was he in with CGI?
In She-Hulk.
In She-Hulk with the more kind of acrobatic aspect of him, some of that was CG.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm thinking they're gonna go pretty heavy on that if we're expecting to see him do some of that acrobatic, fighting that he's gonna be doing.
Definitely, they are like we just said, we already got a taste of that in She-Hulk. It's almost like a soft I try not to say soft rebooting too much, but I do kind of feel like it was like a soft rebooting of the character.
Totally.
Yeah.
It was his more kind of comic booky.
For sure.
The acrobatics, the Billy Club that extended with the wire and the cable and that sort of thing. So.
Keita says 9, Gray says 10. Depends on the runtime for me. 1 hour is the best runtime. Bro, I'm dreaming if I get 1 hour. I'm happy with 40. Hour show for 10. And the genre, if that's a comedy, more episodes make sense than less. You're right. 10 with the latest episode being the longest with a comprehensive finish. Look at you with your standards. Tim's in the building. Big Bro says 10. Tim says 10. Adnan goes for 12. Steezel says Daredevil was actually moving like Daredevil from the comics. Netflix didn't have the budget for that. But they had hallways. Daredevil Born Again is getting 18 episodes. But I wonder how long the episode's going to be. Don't we all, Big Bro? 29. Is Scarlet Scarab a Moon Knight sidekick? Yes. She is she's a side character, no doubt, but she is also his sidekick. I think that she would help him out if he was ever in trouble.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was an easy one.
Yeah, no, I agree.
30. Has John Walker seen the movie Up or even know that he looks like that old man? Bro, he knows. Oh my God, he knows. Because he's got Twitter.
Has he seen Up? If he has Twitter, then I'm gonna say he's probably seen the memes for sure.
I don't know.
Does John Walker watch cartoons? He just don't seem like that type of dude.
Yeah, if you ain't got no kids, I don't think you're gonna.
But it was Oscar nominated.
Watch this. So was Compton's Most Wanted, and quite a few people swore up and down, including people that actually voted on the Oscars, that they never saw that movie. So John probably didn't watch Up, regardless of how many awards it was nominated for. Probably has no idea what that movie is, unless a kid picks at him and tells him, "Hey, you look like the dude from Up."
Yup, kids be doing that in the MCU. Remember when he said that you're the Black Falcon? If you interact with a kid, you're getting roasted.
Yeah.
In the live chat,
that conversation did happen.
Yes, I think so. At least so far. Says yes. Says yep. Side characters are sidekicks. Yeah. Yep. Next question of 33. Wait, has everyone answered this one about John Walker? Who else wants to go?
No, I don't think you.
31 Guru. Is it insensitive to share posts depicting how the sadness in Wakanda forever hit? Let me give you the background of this. I saw a TikTok video. She was a nurse, and there was the song that was playing, like, I'm unstoppable, you know that one? And like she was like, oh, a patient just died, and now I got to pick myself up and work another 8 hours. And she, the nurse who posted this, got crapped on by people online saying that this isn't necessary. This is like insensitive, basically. But the way I see it is, if you are a singer and you, let's, for example, this, but forcefully, I don't want to say the word that begins with R, but if that happens to you and you put it in a song, I don't go, well, how could you possibly do that? That's your art. That's your medium. That's your way of like putting it out there. So back to the question now. If you're like a meme person, if you're a Twitter guy and you're just someone who tweets and you want to be like, oh, bro, the sadness in Wakanda hit me like blank, or you do like this was a picture of me right after, and you see, and it's like a meme basically. I'm just saying, is it insensitive to say how Wakanda forever hit you, Guru?
I would say no, or it's not as insensitive as the examples you gave, because those are like more real life examples. Now, even though Chadwick Boseman is really, gone, I think Wakanda and its fictional depiction on screen kind of gives it a little bit of leeway for interpretation. So if there's some sad moments in the movie, or if there's some things like that, I don't think it's as insensitive to share that, because it is a fictional depiction of events. So it'll be more about T'Challa and more about the character versus Chadwick Boseman himself and stuff like that. So I wouldn't see that as insensitive as the examples that you gave.
Good point. The character makes it okay with me. It's not insensitive. Brendan.
Same, and kind of piggybacking off that point, one of the points to this movie, I feel like it's really kind of going for the heartstrings. This was a very respected and loved character, albeit his brief time in the MCU. Mm-hmm. And, Chadwick was, this was something that he was secretly kind of fighting with. And it's kind of like it's a send off to him as well.
It is.
It's a send off to, this is a love letter to Chadwick based on, kind of what I'm reading up on with the interviews with Ryan Coogler and the cast. So I think that's very inevitable for people to talk about how the sadness hit. It's only natural, especially with something as loved and followed as the MCU. I think that's specifically what they're going for. People are going to talk about it. It's just like when Paul Walker passed in Fast and Furious 7, and everyone was talking about how that send off to him, despite what you think of that movie, was a very, very tastefully done tribute at the end of that movie. So it's kind of I'm looking at that. I'm looking at this through a similar lens. So I don't think it's insensitive at all.
I'll make this huge separation between the Paul Walker and the Chadwick Boseman deaths. Mm-hmm. That movie Fast and Furious shot most of the scenes with Paul, and they just had to touch up a couple of scenes. Mm-hmm. This one, they had a year to recast, and then also, if that was too soon, they also could have rescheduled it. So I don't give them the same. Well, your point though is like the send-off aspect of it. Yes, that can be replicated, and the emotions and the intentions can be there. But I just feel like Fast and Furious, those guys had their hands tied, and they did a way better job.
Their backs were against the wall. Chadwick had passed, months before the movie was even supposed to start filming. The script, from what I understand, was pretty much finished.
Yeah, it was. I just heard from the Wakanda Forever podcast, Ryan Coogler said 2 weeks before, I phoned him up and I said, did you guys also see it?
Do you want to read the script?
You want to read the script? And he was tired. He was like, he didn't want to do it yet. But the script was indeed completed.
Yep.
Yeah, and I could go on all day about how I feel about the recasting, especially with, they just recast William Hurt for Captain America 4.
Remember when I said, I don't know earlier, bro, man, I apologize. I alluded to that earlier. I was like, what's the difference? I've been living a long time. Y'all only did this for us with this. You only did this one time for us with this particular character. You never did this anywhere, not even with Superman. And I didn't see Superman actors come and go. Live, breathe. I didn't see it. So, but I think it's a matter of perception. I think if you want to put a meme out there, clip out there, a song out there, and you want to elicit a negative response, if you want to elicit a positive response, if you see a meme or a video clip out there and you take it as negative as opposed to taking it as positive, I think it just comes down to that person and their perception on it. Like, people gonna put their own little type of spin on things and everything like that. Y'all know how I feel about recasting. If somebody puts a song out there, I'm gonna take it for the way they put it out there. I'm gonna receive it in the way that they put it out there. So
I can see the lift me up challenge and all these other TikTok trends,
that's coming.
Yeah, I would say no, it's not insensitive. And the reason I would say it's not insensitive is because this is what Marvel wants you to feel after the film anyway. That's why the alleged never talked about Doctor Doom scene was removed. They removed Doctor Doom simply because they didn't want the conversation after the film to be, Victor Von Doom. They removed Doctor Doom, even though Nate Moore says that was never supposed to be in there. They removed it because they want you to talk about, they want you to pat Marvel on the back and tell them how good they did at sending Chadwick off and the tribute to Chadwick. And this is, they want you to remember that. They don't. So yes, no, if you post something saying this is how I felt going in, this is how I felt coming out, no, I don't think it's insensitive because that's what they want.
If I could real quick, y'all know we finna walk away from this movie not talking about the character.
Oh yeah.
This movie ain't even about the character.
Right.
This movie is about the actor. Like this, we go to superhero movies to see the movie about the superhero character. In this movie, we are deliberately going to go see this movie. And as I told somebody else, you ain't got to, because actually videos and pictures of Chadwick Boseman's funeral are online. All you got to do is Google them. You can grieve right now today as soon as we get off this live. You ain't got to go do that. You put your white on and everything like that. But we are literally going to a superhero movie to talk about the actor. We're going to leave the movie talking about the actor. I'm willing to bet half the conversation when we leave this movie is going to be about the story and the other half about the actor.
And little TJ.
Say again?
And little TJ.
Yeah, little TJ. We won't leave it talking about the story like we walk away. Hey man, I ain't really like this stuff. I didn't like the Snyderverse version, or I like the Snyderverse version, or this is what happened with Spider-Man No Way Home. No, we are literally going to walk away from this movie talking about the actor in ways we have never talked about. Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr. We're not going to do that. So it's interesting. It's interesting.
And when they say TJ, they're talking about the child, the 5-year-old boy, son of T'Challa and Nakia.
That's going to carry on the story of T'Challa. That's so weird to me. I'm sorry, I don't really want to deviate, but that's so weird to me because you're what you're saying,
putting value in the story of T'Challa needs to continue, you know? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the story of T'Challa needs to continue, but we're not going to do it with T'Challa. We're going to do it with this T'Challa, not the T'Challa that you guys want, the T'Challa that we're going to give you. You see the mental gymnastics that are being, it's just like, bro, if you're going to do that, just use the character.
Just recast.
Watch this. If I make it even sentimental, Ian and Taylor died, 2 months before the movie premiered in the movie theaters?
Who? Ian
and Taylor, the two kids that wanted to see Black Panther.
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay, so this movie was supposed to come out on November the 11th, but we dropped it early for celebrities on October 26th. You know how many people, and those that care about T'Challa, and because I got Grand Madam Tarot, Mr. Ray Smith, they're my elders, they're older than me. You know how many people gonna die waiting to see their fictional character, the one that they care about, come to the big screen again? Just think about that for a second. Because these people have been wanting this character to come to the screen ever since we was watching the adventures of Lois and Clark, Superman. Dun, 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 dun. So now we finna stall it out again. I'm 54. I keep saying, man, we not promised to see tomorrow. We not. And we sitting up here taking for granted, as Planet Fanatics alluded to, you now gonna try and tell the stories of T'Challa through T'Challa Jr. Well, how many years we gotta wait for that? And how many people that love this character finna die? Never get a chance to see it for no reason whatsoever. Then this is what you chose to do as an entity.
Do you got any alternatives to this, to telling T'Challa's story? You know, maybe without a kid or something?
No, to me it's like You get to that
That
point.
was an alley oop. You're supposed to say recast.
You get to the point of no return. It's like, what have you told the fan base of that character? You said a lot. We're gonna stall you out again. Suppose that fan base don't come back? I ain't saying, I'm just saying.
Snyder Steppenwolf says, exactly. Little TJ like little Jimmy from WWE. Very good. Killing off the character is honoring Chadwick somehow. As Sami Zayn would say, this isn't very Uzi.
No, it's not.
It's not Uzi at all. It's not Uzi at all.
Bro. Adnan says, we didn't have to wait very long to see Ms. Marvel come to the screen. Yes, she was invented in 2014. I think that must be one of the fastest adaptations ever.
Wow.
Well, it's also a representation, and I like and I compliment them for this. They took a character from that look, that ethnicity, and that race. I forget which one I'm supposed to use, but they took a character.
I was about to ask, who is she representing?
Both. There is no character from that country, in Marvel, so she's super representative there. She hits all the boxes, and then they adapted. They didn't say, let's make Captain Marvel from Pakistan. Most of these stories would make sense with a Junior. Would not make sense.
They
with
would also.
Junior.
Oh, okay. I was about to say they'd also make sense with just the character.
You talking about recasting?
Yeah.
But given that it's a stupid ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
Question 31. 32. Why create the Black Panther Lives trailer? Are you aware of what I'm talking about? There's this trailer where M'Baku says the words, the Black Panther lives. And they cut to it's Shuri as the Black Panther. But the whole promotion, they never allude to who the Black Panther is. I remember seeing Denai, Letitia, Lupita, all on the Jimmy Kimmel, and they're like, "Who's the Panther?" We can't say. And then all of a sudden you got M'Baku in a trailer saying the Black Panther lives. This is meant to confuse. Go ahead, Brandon.
Oh no, I was just saying I did see that just yesterday.
I haven't seen it. I got asked about it, but I haven't seen it.
To me, I hear that and I go, look, the first trailer, no woman, no cry, it's sad. You got the mural. And then the casuals are like, oh yeah, I guess he dies. Then the casuals go, oh look, M'Baku says the Black Panther lives, must mean he's alive. I'm gotta go see this movie because I want to see that scene where the Black Panther lives again. The casuals are not you and I. We're very niche. I think that's why that was in there. The question was why. Go ahead.
I think the cast and crew. I think they've been very, very honest. I might not like what they've been saying, but I think they've been very, very honest. They made this movie for them. Mm-hmm. If you listen to their interviews, they tell you we couldn't do this because of that. They don't ever say that it wasn't the right thing to do. They were grieving. They were mourning. They couldn't see making this move. Nate Moore says he couldn't see telling the best black actor that he was getting ready to play T'Challa. They all, regardless of how we feel about what they're saying, they kept their message consistent since day one. They didn't see nobody else playing this role. They wouldn't have been comfortable with anybody else stepping into this role. They didn't think anybody else was qualified for this role.
Basically is what they're saying.
I can't do nothing but respect that, because you know what? You don't want to bring somebody else into your family. I get that. But normally when people do that, they're not looking for funds to help support their family. You still want my buy-in with it. No, I get it. You made this movie for you. Y'all enjoy this movie.
I definitely see that. I definitely see that. But I also, for me, Ryan Coogler's comments that he made recently about, it needed to feel real. It needed to feel like this. But at the same time, I get it. Your brother passed. We didn't know Chad, so I can't speak to how you felt. How you personally felt knowing him. But can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we're rich. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, I went out. Okay. So, but at the same time, it's like you're in that profession. Like CNN, they report the real news. You being a director, you being an actor, you guys are storytellers. It is your job to shrug on that story, like with Liam Hemsworth and Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill, it's not that obviously he did not pass. He's just moved to a different project. But at the same time, they didn't stop and say, we're not going to tell the Witcher story anymore. we've started a story. We have to continue that story. So we're going to get another qualified actor in here to tell that story, because we're telling fictional stories in Hollywood. So I think if you step into Hollywood, unless this is like and if you step into Hollywood and this is the job that you've signed up for, you're doing, that actors pass, that we are people, we are going to turn back into dust. You have to continue on. I don't think that there's any, mourn, take your time. And if you felt that you just even couldn't come back to the film, pull a Daniel Kaluuya and don't come back to the film. Not that that's the reason that he didn't do the film, but just don't come back to the film. Ryan Coogler, step away. You said you felt that you couldn't step away, then let somebody else pick that up for you to continue the fictional story. That's just my opinion.
Watch the Son of Fanatics. I still agree over Chadwick Boseman. Like,
right.
I get teased a lot and everything like that. I had people ridicule me. Hey man, you still, because it wasn't me knowing him personally, it was the spirit.
And I agree.
It hurt. Mm-hmm. So in doing that, I've had to learn as much about Chadwick Boseman as I could, because I'm like, you feeling this way about somebody you never personally met, you might need to find out why. You never met this dude, why you feeling like this? So when you go through and you can't help but get to know him as a person as you learn about him. Mm-hmm. I couldn't knowing how it affected me when I found out he passed. Knowing what I've learned about him and studying about him and everything like that. Do you know how much it would tear me down? I have not watched Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I have not. My wife said, you got to watch it. I said, yeah, because I know what was going on when he did that movie.
What, Ma Rainey?
Yes, it would tear me up to go see Black Panther and know that it would hurt. Like I don't need to experience that pain. I don't. It's still a Band-Aid right there. I don't. Every time Derek Boseman has said a point of immense pain, grieved, I can't imagine being in his shoes. I wouldn't want to see my loved ones relive my death like that. I just wouldn't.
Right. No, and definitely that for sure. I'm the whole morbid funeral thing. I don't want to see that. I just think that, again, they could have, like Killmonger said, we've seen projects pushed back. This could have been pushed back to where you could have allocated the time to get another actor in there and then tell a different story. And not that, because like we've seen with Ryan Coogler, the story, the script, you talked with Chad. Chad told you what he wanted. You wanted Namor since 2017. So you guys have pre-thought about this stuff. Whether or not you had a plot and storyline for BP3, you've had an idea of what you possibly want BP3 to look like, what you wanted BP2 to look like. Yeah. So just because Chad passes, again, I think Ryan Coogler, you take that time, my brother. You don't go in there and you rewrite this morbid funeral that you're kicking us all to have us pay to watch. I don't think so.
That's it, though. We nailed it. It's the timing of this film. If this movie would have been delayed and Kevin Feige would have said, listen, we're all going to bring ourselves down and we're going to, calm down, make a script then the script that comes out of Ryan Coogler's mind isn't the script of a man who's in the middle of grieving the loss of his friend.
We got Glory Road. Disney gave us Glory Road. That's based off a real story. Uh-huh. And shout out to Sinclair the Wolf, because he and I kind of pieced this idea together early last year.
That's another YouTuber, Sinclair the Wolf.
Sinclair the Wolf. They could have easily pressed pause on this. Mm-hmm. Came out December 10th and said, acknowledged his passing. In 2 years' time frame, have given us the Chadwick Boseman story. So people that say they love this actor can now learn what I've had to learn studying on my own about this actor. They could have fell in love with him. And the person that would have portrayed the adult Chadwick Boseman, you take him and you put him in the Black Panther 2 movie using same bits and pieces, because I'm not going to act like I don't know what storyline they borrowing from. Deadliest of the Species and Power. You could have used that same storyline and introduced this dude at the end of the movie after you take the bandages off his face, because you didn't giving us Shuri whooping up on Namor. He could have been T'Challa. there would not have been a dry eye in the house, especially they got this big old boat in the sea and everything. Imagine the Wakandan helicarrier with the Bozeman on the side of it.
Like they did in the Regina King movie, right?
Yeah, Nick Fury could have showed up in this movie. We all would have wept. They'd have got that same emotional response they getting from this movie. We would have paid homage to the deceased actor. We would have continued his legacy, and we would have had Shorty as the Black Panther and still had Tanaka Worker as Namor. It would have been a win-win.
Let me ask this question. When we say, delaying the project, how much do you think the business side of the MCU and Disney forced the project to come out when it did? Because
that's all that forced them. That you're right.
The production, the allocation of the money to even produce it, that may have forced it to come out before it, it made sense for it story-wise to come out. How much do we think the business influenced that?
I think it did. I think what they think the business sense was, but they will soon find out that the business decision not to recast and do a Wakanda Forever film is going to be one that costs them. I really think this movie is going to not flop, but it'll be unsuccessful, maybe in the 700 million territory compared to 1.3.
I think when people go to those second viewings, like I said, when you first watch a movie, you're not really going to establish if you hate it, you love it, or you're going to be. Well, this will happen. You're either going to like it or you're going to be like, eh. And then when you watch it a second time, it's when you start to get a better understanding. Once people watch the movie a second time, then we'll really know how people feel about the movie. Because I watched Black Adam on the first watch. I liked it. Second and third watches had a little bit more issues, but I still liked it. But I started noticing things that I didn't notice the first time. So
watch it, Black Guru.
Wait, hold on one second. Brandon.
Okay.
Before you go, you got to answer question number 33. Black Wonder Man?
I don't mind it, to be completely honest. I like how do you pronounce his name? Is it Yahya? Is it Yahya?
Yeah. It's all three according to Theo.
It's all three. Well, whichever one. I think I like him enough as an actor, and really, I'm going to be honest. I've never picked up a Wonder Man comic in my life, so I'm okay with it. A lot of the people, I'm sure the message boards are being flooded with people who are angry about it, like they were probably never even thinking of Wonder Man before any of this. Let's be real about it. And the go-to defense is, oh, what if Black Panther were white, or what if MLK was Chinese? Those Black Panther,
I never heard that one.
Defined by their race. Wonder Man was not, so I'm fine with it.
You're not gonna be here for my retort. I know you got to go. Brandon's
oh no, I can spare another minute for.
But I was gonna say to Black Guru, to your point, because you asked a very good question. How much of it was driven by the business aspect of it? I believe it was driven by the business aspect of it, and that would have been fine. But you wanted to make it emotional, not you, but Kevin Feige wanted to make it emotional on December 10th. Well, in our culture, you ain't even let the body get cold in the grave yet. It's 3 months and some days. Why are we talking about this doing anything regarding this dude? Let's just come pay our homage, pay our respect, and let's not even mention a movie. But to your point, because you got finances behind this, you gonna wrap it up in emotion and everything like that. But emotion has nothing to do with it, because if it did, considering what the cast and crew is going through, you'd have chilled out. No, you wanted this money.
Since Theo mentioned that, I did this in my recent stream where I read the new plot leaks. I'm not gonna spoil the movie, but I talked about if they really did want to show love to Chadwick these next couple of years in these movies and stuff. Remember at the Disney that when they announced Black Panther 2 and announced they wasn't going to recast T'Challa, whatever that
the
thing
Investor
was.
Day in December.
They literally created a Marvel intro for Chadwick, right?
Yep.
I was like, okay, this is what I would have done. That intro, I would have put that intro of Chadwick in the next 10 years of movies if I really wanted to honor him. Just
a little symbolic something.
It's still saying Marvel Studios, but you're showing love to Chadwick. Still showing that love, because this movie, the way they're doing it. When I read what I read, I was like this. They need to stop calling T'Challa in this movie T'Challa. That's Chadwick Boseman. From what I read, that is literally Chadwick Boseman. I was like, that's Chadwick. This is not T'Challa anymore. You have it.
Just head out, Brandon. Thanks for coming.
And this is not Chadwick Boseman's fault. This is Disney's fault. The job of an actor is to come in here and make us believe that you are somebody else. You fully transform this job.
Since when? No. I could have sworn
if I'm supposed
Ryan
to play
Coogler
a tree,
said,
chill.
You
if
don't
I play a
understand.
tree,
He said in his podcast
that
we don't get it because we are not in the business. You can't ask a bunch of professionals to act like something isn't actually happening. He said those things. That's what he said.
Well, the job of an actor is act like somebody else. And I totally understand when people have a connection to a role and the actor and they can't like separate them. I totally understand that. You know, it's like when Solo came out, nobody couldn't really accept this new guy as Solo, but I didn't have no issue with it because I'm like, well, it's younger Han Solo. Harrison Ford is old. So I understand why they do what they do. But we start at the end of the day. These are actors playing characters. We have to find a way to separate them. But still, they're playing the same. They're playing this character, but there has to be that separation. Like when we saw all these different Batmans, I wasn't like, I wasn't complaining about, oh, you're not Christian Bale, you're not Ben Affleck. Like they're a different version. If they was playing the same version, different story. But they're playing totally different version.
The recasting of 007 is built into the character.
Right. Like every 007 movie, it's a different James Bond. Same character, James Bond. But that was like that was a little running thing they created, and people got used to it. And
don't get me wrong, like, you know, piggybacking off of what Dot is saying, I was like, how are you gonna make Michael Keaton Batman? Adam West was my dude. I'm looking at Michael Keaton as Mr. Mom. He's a comedian to me. He's a joker. You know what I'm saying? But they gave me Michael Keaton. I'm like, as Dot alluded to, I was okay. You embody it. And then it was like after he did it, when they said, well, we're gonna give you Val Kilmer, I'm like, man, I don't know if I want Val Kilmer. I wouldn't have said that before Michael Keaton took that role. But I was like, okay, what y'all finna? I watched Val Kilmer. Michael Keaton portrayed Bruce Wayne. That's all he did, Bruce Wayne. Val Kilmer came in and he played Bruce Wayne. That was it. Stepped away. And they gave them movies, to your point, Brother Guru, they gave us Batman movies back to back to back to back to back. They ain't take no break, regardless of whether the actor was signing up to do the next movie or not. So I'm like I said, they only ever looked at us with this one particular character, because I'm willing to bet, and this Planet Fanatics helped me out. We really think they're not gonna recast Sam Wilson if something happened to
man.
And that's why with fiction in general, you, regardless of anything, you have to continue the story, because with the route they're taking with this, because I care about story and I love writing and stuff. Even with the context of this, you putting out this sequel this way doesn't even mesh well going off the first movie. Like, it doesn't even work at all. It doesn't. It's literally. I have to bring it up. I'm a DC fanboy, but this is some DC stuff. They literally rushed into stuff.
That hurt.
They literally took T'Challa and rushed his whole character arc, all of it. They rushed it, and Planet brought it up earlier. They have hundreds of Marvel characters they could have used in between to introduce Elektra, Luke Cage, Daredevil. But they have a bunch of characters they can introduce in between. A bunch. TV shows you can do, because they're already releasing like what, seven different pieces of MCU content a year.
Right.
Just
to add to what Theo,
Spider-Man 4, you literally could have filled this gap. I can wait 5 years for Black Panther 2. That ain't gonna hurt.
According to this guy, the Dark Millennial, he says, why are people eager to have a replacement immediately?
I'm not eager for it either.
You guys know what a straw man argument is? It's like, that's what you're doing here. We're not eager for one immediately.
Or a recast. Just wait, push it all back. Push back the recast, push back filming of the movie. It all should have been
saying,
back.
I mean, if they just didn't want to put him in this film, nobody's saying in recast that he had to be in this film. If you felt he didn't have to be in this film, there's plethora of reasons.
Just don't make a permanent decision.
That you would put out there to say where he is. Wakanda has a whole galactic empire. He could be in space.
And then his second part, he says, "Don't you think we need to watch the movie before we say what is?"
Let me tell you what happened.
Let me answer this guy. Let me finish. Hold the thought, Theo.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying it's not about the quality of the story, what happens, whether it's good or not. It's not a debate about good or not. It's about black representation. It's about white people are abundantly. There's a word I'm just losing now. Damn.
Represented.
Abundantly represented.
I just said it. See, so like, then there comes this character named Black Panther, and it is T'Challa, and the singular superhero becomes a household name. Why are we removing that and the racial progress that could be done by taking him out of a film? And it's not about the Black Panther. It's about the character that I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Son of T'Chaka. Go ahead, Theo.
Here's what you get with people like Dark Lineal. And Dark Lineal, I apologize for what I'm getting ready to say, but I'm going to keep it a buck.
Okay.
You assume that there weren't people waiting for this character before you even thought of. Don't know your age, but the character's been around since 1966. So it's not an immediate recast. And if we love the actor like we say that we do, like I'm assuming you say that you do, we want to pay respects to the actor, then why did we talk about a sequel 3 months and some days after the actor passed? If we talking about paying respects, we're not even talking about a sequel. Yeah. We're going to press pause. Now the question then becomes to people that think like Dark Lineal, how long would you have waited for a recasting? Because see, we could say 10 years, but Dark Lineal, you ain't nothing guaranteed. You're gonna live 10 years to see that sequel come out. What about the people that have just been waiting for the premiere of the character in and of itself?
Right.
See, right. Chadwick Boseman is an actor. You love the actor. You want to pay homage and respect to the actor. Go learn about the actor and all the good that he did as a man so you can familiarize yourself and know what he stood for. Let's stop talking about the character.
Look, hold on. Look, read what happened here. Snyder Steppenwolf says, touch grass, actually searched up recast T'Challa petition. He says, also, they recasted General Ross 5 months after William Hurt died. Your argument makes no sense. He tells him to shut up. And okay, when you go there, it's like you just want to fight, bro.
Well, here's my thing to kind of what Theo was just saying there. You know, well, I'm gonna take it back a little bit too. With the different actors, we know we've had how many Jokers? We've had Joaquin Phoenix, we've had Heath Ledger, we've had Jared Leto, we've had Mark Hamill doing voiceovers, we've had Jack Nicholson, all that stuff like that.
Cesar Romero, that was my
Cesar Romero. We've had all these guys play the Joker, but the conversation is there. We can sit here and have conversations about, okay, Joaquin Phoenix did this, Heath Ledger did this, Jared Leto, he did this. We could talk about who did what, whatever. We can't do that with T'Challa as a character. We don't get to say, well, John David Washington did this as the character, but Chadwick did this as the character. Damson Idris did this. That conversation is not had because you've decided you want to immortalize this character as if it's, Kobe Bryant's number 8 jersey.
Watch this. Even in that argument, they announced a movie 3 months and 4 days after Chadwick passed, right? They announced they were recasting William Hurt's character 4 months after William Hurt died. So what am I missing? 26 days?
And when I did my spoiler stream talking about those leaks and stuff, and I brought the William Hurt thing, it just really came back and really messy. Like they really continued this old. I'm not talking about William Hurt. I'm talking about his character. This old senior that's on the brink of retirement, and you got T'Challa, young, still young, fresh, and ready to go, who has more stories to tell. But
I'm sorry, what?
The old man that you don't really need. Because let's be real, when he becomes Red Hulk, there's only one thing we want to see. We just want to see Red Hulk and Hulk fight. We don't want to see nothing else. That's all I want to see. You
want to see Red Hulk twerk?
Nah.
Red Hulk twerking.
But Red Hulk is not necessary. T'Challa, the Black Panther, and him leading Wakanda is more necessary for Marvel than Red Hulk.
And if they want to add, do honor Chad like they say they want to do, this is something I talked about too. Like where on the purple carpet at the premiere, why was Simone not in the main interviews? If this is to honor Chad, why was she not in the main interviews? Why, if Derek was there, why was he not? We know why they didn't talk to Derek because he might not have brought up the recast stuff. I doubt he would have been, he probably wouldn't even done that. But the thing is, why wasn't the family talk to, if this is to honor him. And like you look at the 2020 special that's about to come out with Whoopi Goldberg and everything that's going on with Simone, that's honoring him. Marvel could have done anything. They could have done one of their little assembled side specials and made it completely dedicated to Chad, where they pulled in people from Marvel Studios that, you know, personally had stories to tell with him on set or things like this. They might have, you could have done anything, bro, to honor him besides a morbid funeral. So I just,
you know who did that, Planet Fanatics? When Chris Reeves had that horseback accident, ABC did a special for him.
Yep. The interesting thing is, though, the timing of this ABC special, and ABC is owned by Disney, Marvel owned by Disney. The entire timing and reason for this interview happening now is to link it with the movies to promote. Hey, by the way, this guy who died.
Oh yeah. It's just like look at the NBA commercials right now that they're doing. They're showing Chad from the Victor Oladipo dunk contest doing the Wakanda Forever, they're profiting off of Chad's death is what they're doing right now. And it's that, so they know why show that commercial, because it's going to get people in their feelings, to get emotional, like, oh, I got to go see what they're doing with Chad. Yeah, bro, it's just it's all.
One more time for the Dark Lineal. And Perp, I see your stupid comment. No, they can use whatever carpet they want to use. Okay, Dark Lineal says to the panel, can you actually imagine, say, when watching this new version of T'Challa, wouldn't you be judging that guy's performance, saying he's playing it badly? Wouldn't it be Marvel's fault then?
I already got an answer.
Is that the serious question?
Yeah. I already have my answer. Regardless of anything you do, you'll be judged. Regardless. Now, I trust Disney to cast a good black actor. Don't just get anybody. Cast someone who you know is really good. For example, Damson Idris, British actor. British actors are very good, and he's a black British actor. Oh yeah, I think he's pretty qualified. Aldous Hodge, but he's Hawkman.
Hey, but Yahya Abdul-Mateen is.
But that's okay. I was about to say Yahya Abdul-Mateen is.
There's qualified black actors they can cast to continue it. Hell, you can go get an African actor if you really wanted to.
You really
wanted to be real about it. Go get an African actor. And I've seen people talking about this. It is unfair for people to like try and bash if they did cast a new actor. It's unfair for people to bash him and go like, "Oh, you need to live up to Chadwick." Like that's totally unfair. You need to give him a chance. And if he doesn't do good, then he doesn't do good. But this is what it's going to be. They're not going to recast him.
But what was that?
With a great director, you can turn a average actor into a good actor. Patty Jenkins did it with Gal Gadot, and she's a model.
Right.
She made her fight in Wonder Woman 1.
What was that concern where was that concern with Tom Holland? Because Tom Holland replaced two dudes.
Right.
We didn't have no questions, no concern. But now we want to move the goalpost. If it's about paying respect and homage, then we're not talking about how qualified the actor is. Okay, I missed 4 months by 26 days. Okay, well now let's put the 26 days on. Now we're saying actors aren't qualified. No, let's stop that.
That's Theo answered it one way. Bro. K. Dot answered it a second way. Well, I think Deshaun has another one. It's their jobs, right?
This is their jobs. This is their jobs. This is what they do. Like when Nate Moore said, "I can't see myself telling the next young black actor that they're chatting." So you can't see yourself doing your job. That's what you're saying. This is your job. And to what he said about this new version would be criticizing it. You know, after Heath Ledger, I told myself, man. That's it. That's it.
I was going to make that same point. The fact that you got Heath Ledger's performance as Joker is one of the greatest comic book performances ever of all time.
Right.
We've seen Joker recast 3 or 4 times since. Right. None of the performances, in my opinion, actually topped it. Some matched, various different levels of it. Nothing really topped it, but they still did it. They still recast it.
The only one that came slightly close is Joaquin Phoenix. He's one of the best ones we've seen as of recent.
But the argument is still, like Planet Flex was saying earlier, like the argument is there for let's see if he can do it or not. But yes, you say we're just not going to ever do it again, because if you're going to do that, you should have did this shit with Heath Ledger's Joker.
Right.
If that's the mentality.
To me, if Chadwick Boseman is about inspiring people, and we go back to his commencement speech at Howard, he wanted us to have more opportunities on screen. He would have been honored to have a brother walk in his footsteps acknowledge him, say, hey, man, if it weren't for Chadwick Boseman, I wouldn't be able to do this. But he wasn't about shutting the doors. And we're literally taking, and shout out to E-Man, because he said this, it is literally addition by subtraction. Because we can sit up here and say we got T'Challa Jr., but we still missing T'Challa. What about T'Challa plus T'Challa?
Exactly.
What about T'Challa plus T'Challa Jr. plus Nakia? We are still taking roles off the table, and now watch this. We can't even get them roles back because they taking the black actors that could play them roles and they giving them the white roles. So we still ain't getting.
Do you understand, Dark Lennial, how we are annihilating you and your thought process with multiple ways of just? And I wasn't even gonna take it that way. When I saw that question, I was just gonna say that this is not about the quality of the film or anything like that. This is about racial progress, and to have that character be on screen, whether the actor is bad or good. I know that there's gonna be posters on Times Square. There's gonna be posters in bus stops in Germany. There's gonna be posters of this dark-skinned fella, and he's gonna be getting the same treatment that got Batman back in the Adam West days up until Robert Pattinson. That got that guy to a mainstream, constant household name. And what that does is it brings a person who's dark-skinned into the homes of millions and millions of fans. Right? It's wrestling week today. But it's greatness. It is a positive thing that is happening here when you have a T'Challa on screen.
And let me say this if I can, Chill.
Yeah.
No one's going to forget about Chadwick Boseman. Dark Lennial,
exactly.
If the concern is that
I was gonna say.
Turn our back on Chadwick
there's
Boseman,
so many things to say.
Forget him. We would never forget Chadwick Boseman. My brother, my sister, I don't know, whatever you identify yourself on.
You identify as dark.
Not way too many, because there can never be too many videos on Chadwick Boseman. But I've done quite a few videos on Chadwick Boseman, dedicated to not T'Challa, but to Chadwick Boseman. So if you thinking we're gonna turn our back on this dude, disrespect this dude, forget what he meant to the culture, forget what he meant to the character, you couldn't be far further from the truth.
I'm gonna
continue his legacy.
We're gonna clip this video. What should we title it? Person tries? Like, what do we do? Like, I want to be respectful.
I want to say this to add to what Thea was just saying there. You know, I think a lot of people too, when they come in saying, "Oh, it's so disrespectful to Chadwick." I'm not saying you, Dark Linear. I don't know what you do, brother. A lot of people only know Chadwick as T'Challa. Like, that's the only. But so you come in saying, "Oh, this is so disrespectful to Chadwick," but you don't even know that this brother has played other black superheroes outside of the fictional black superhero. He has played Jackie Robinson. He has played Thurgood Marshall. He has played James Brown. Those are our black heroes that we've seen this man portray. So yeah, bro. Like, nah. Like, it's not something like we're saying disrespecting Chadwick at all. Like, no, Chadwick will be remembered not just as T'Challa, but as all the other roles that he's played.
Right, because with in the case of Chadwick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he played Black Panther, but I remember him the most for playing James Brown.
Me too.
Right? A lot of people, a lot of recent people. Let's be real. A lot of people, when Black Panther came out, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Most of them probably didn't know he was in Gods of Egypt. Most of them probably didn't go see 42. Most of them probably didn't know he played James Brown.
I watched 42 and I didn't know it was the same actor.
Like, I'm not saying Chadwick wasn't like putting himself out there enough or doing good enough to get noticed by a lot of people, but with a lot of black content, just in general, like pure black movies, they just don't get noticed like that.
Right.
And most of these people got introduced to Chadwick through Black Panther, and they're only attached to this Black Panther and Chadwick thing. When it's like, look, there's more things that Chadwick did than just Black Panther.
Bro,
he's not just Black
the
Panther.
attachment isn't only
Black Panther.
The attachment isn't only through the fans. The attachment is with the studio heads because that seems to be their answer to everything. I want to answer this bit here.
Go ahead.
Also, who's this? Oh my God, you're getting a lot of attention, Dark Lineal. And then you wrote another comment. I want to get to RJ's comments. But look, he says also, what's to say another version of T'Challa couldn't spawn? Who's to say that we might not find out more information from the upcoming Kingdom of Wakanda? At least let's see how this runs. Okay, let me just show you this clip here.
His portrayal of T'Challa, the Black Panther, is iconic and transcends any iteration of the character in any other medium from Marvel's past. And it's for that reason that we will not recast the character.
Feige wild for saying that. Transcends any iteration of the character.
Like there wasn't enough time
like
passes. There wasn't
version,
let's wait and see the movie. There was
wild.
There's interview after interview of we could not detach the role from the actor as well. Like I'm not jumping on nothing.
Here's the sad part about that. Yeah. We all up here on this panel have familiarized ourselves with this character outside of the movie.
Yeah.
What I'm finding, I'm pretty sure all of us could speak to, is way too many people, as Dot alluded to, didn't know Chadwick Boseman before he got this role, and too many didn't know who T'Challa was before Chadwick Boseman played it. And they not going back to do any research. That's why they keep hitting us with the Shorty and the Eric Killmonger while missing the Casper Cole, the Nahanda, the Mosi, they missing stuff like that.
And I've got a 30-minute video that I just posted on Saturday talking about Shuri's reign as Black Panther.
Right. Thank you. See, so it's one of them things where if you say you love the actor, then you should be able to tell us more about the actor. My favorite was, like I said, Message from a King. Somebody said 42, but I like Adrian Brower's performance as Jackie Robinson and the court martial of Jackie Robinson better than Chadwick's performance. Might be because I'm prior service, might have something to do with that. But the actor, we know about the actor. You love the actor, you should be able to separate the actor from the character. Now, if you like the character, where is that love for the actor?
Here's the thing. Now his issue is not with the recast, it's with the timing, which he has an issue. Then you have a problem with Kevin Feige, who's in charge of the schedule, he's in charge of creative. You're mad at Marvel just like I am.
So now it's 26 days, because when he quoted before, he said William Hurt was 4 months. I said 3 months and 4 days. So now he's questioning 26 days. See how the goalposts keep moving?
Yeah.
Here's the thing too with what he said. Heath Ledger Patriot is supposed to be in the sequel. Well, T'Challa was supposed to be in the sequel, but they took time and they rewrote it. That's what we're saying.
Right.
If the timing is the issue, then take the time and stop and rewrite it.
Bro, you dominated this stream. Congratulations, Dark Millennial, but I'm not giving you more.
Joker was never killed. Technically,
Joker was never killed.
Joker was supposed to be in Dark Knight Rises.
But
we know the situation. He passed away, so they have to rewrite it and just make it Bane.
But what does Kevin Feige mean by Chadwick Boseman transcended anything?
When somebody dies, you want to tell them how awesome and great they are. That's what that means. That you just have to say the most grand proclamation of how much you loved him.
It doesn't make sense on the surface. Like he any iteration. What? Like that doesn't.
He killed me with that. I was like, so you compare the live action to the voice actors?
Right. It's how Hollywood thinks.
Sorry, Planet.
My fault. Go ahead.
It is simply because of this, and this is why I think when people do use that with these live action characters, it's unfair. It's just a fact that more people watch media now than read. That's just a fact. I don't read comics consistently like that. I read them here and there. I watch more than I read most of the time. So obviously people are going to see Black Panther more. I mean, Batman didn't get more notice until he had his live action show, the Adam West series, and all this live action stuff and getting promoted in other different ways aside from comics. Because a lot of people don't read comics. Of course, Chadwick Boseman is automatically going to transcend any iteration because he's going to get noticed more. It's like it's almost unfair.
I tie what Kevin Feige said to what Cleo Thompson just said the other day on the red or purple carpet at the Wakanda premiere when he was like, Chadwick Boseman needs to be immortalized as that character. I feel like that's how they all feel. That when you say he transcends, that to me, you're saying, okay, now he is this character. Like that's why we are hanging it up. They're treating it as if, when they have jersey retirement ceremonies, like for Kobe, no one will ever wear that number again. And rightfully so, though. But with this is so, bro, this is not. This
doesn't come at the expense of Black representation. Retiring Kobe jersey is nothing.
Let me ask this question, and y'all gonna laugh at this one. So what do we do knowing that Taye Diggs has played this character? Digimon Hensu has played this character. What do we say to them? Because as you look,
they didn't transcend.
The voice actors it's
the same thing we tell to William Hurt's family. You didn't do a good enough job, pal.
And look, these are established actors prior to Chadwick Boseman. Shout out to Digimon Hensu. I loved you in Biker Boys, which we've got a Biker Boys too. But
we can definitely
love it. I'm a star. What we saying? Because they well-known actors. They played it. They brought him to us in a way which Marvel wasn't gonna give him to us before. Cartoon. We got him like that. So what? Because if they don't bring him to, if they not bringing him to us, we probably not getting the live action because their voices put attention on this character. So appreciate you, slap him on the butt. Thank you for showing up. God bless and good night.
I think the biggest issue is that Marvel wanted the sequel out and didn't want to wait to allow the cast and crew enough time to grieve under the circumstances. I get why Coogler did what he did. RJ says Coogler wasn't ready to move on. He was still processing, as was the cast, even willing to want to walk away from directing completely until he created a script meant to channel that grief. That is exactly what happened. I disagree with what happened, and I hate that there is a permanent consequence to that script that came out where T'Challa is over, seemingly. I'll take a variant. Like I said, I think a couple days ago on the stream that I did, the comic book, like original 616 T'Challa, is the real, like that's the prime one. And what Chadwick Boseman played was a variant of what the original thing is. So if he comes from another universe, the 838, he's like, oh, I'm in the Illuminati too, and Wanda killed everyone. I have to avenge, and I'm coming to get Wanda. And if that's their universe's T'Challa enters the MCU, I'll be happy with that. I'll take it. I'll be satisfied. A T'Child, though, is not T'Challa.
Yeah.
TJ.
I mean, look, I'm still down to see a T'Challa, but and this is what the MCU has created, because this is literally what they do. They want you to fall in love with one specific version of the character. That's literally what they started in 2008. And this version that they did with Chadwick, I want this version because, look, I like the multiverse. Multiverse is cool, but you Flash season 2 and 3 is when they took out Harrison Wells' character and they started changing them with all these different multiverse versions. Great actor, but it's like, are you giving me too many different versions? Like, just give me one. You're using the multiverse as an excuse. All right, he's dead. Let's bring him back. He's dead. Let's bring him back. It's like, too much of it is a shortcut to just get away with anything.
Yeah.
The version I want to see is T'Challa, and I already made this vow to myself at this. Not really a vow, but I'm not paying for any more Wakanda related content. Like, T'Challa's gone. Deuces. There's Shang-Chi. I'll go support Shang-Chi. The Captain America movies with Sam, I'll go support those because I'm so interested in that. But this Wakanda stuff.
And I get their intention was pure. And then RJ asks, I think they're doing the whole Son of T'Challa thing as a way to get a new T'Challa in the MCU thing later.
Doing, but that's stupid.
It's stupid because if you need a T'Challa, recast T'Challa. If you think it's like a bone that I would take the multiverse variant over the T'Child any day. Would you also, Deshaun?
I'd rather take a multiverse T'Challa.
I'll take a variant, but I don't.
Why do we have to accept?
Yes, all day over TJ. But why do we have to accept a variant?
You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
We shouldn't have to.
Like, I'll take a variant, but why do we have to accept one? Like, Ross isn't a variant. They just recast these same Ross. If that Dot made the point earlier. In no universe is Thunderbolt Ross bigger than T'Challa.
Facts. He's a Hulk villain. He's important to the Hulk lore, but we see in the MCU, they're not going to do Hulk right. We're not going to get the Hulk stuff content we need. So freak Ross, deuces.
Right.
Dark Lennial says, you are not owning me on. I thought I was owning him on it. He says, you're not even trying on this. You're just going back on your own points. I am going back on my own points. Yeah. He's shaking his head at me. What do I do?
Y'all, I grew up watching Mission Impossible.
He got you, chill.
Mission Impossible. Y'all remember the movies with Mission Impossible? With Tom Cruise and everything like that?
Yeah, we about to get what? Mission Impossible 10, right?
No, I'm just saying. Mission Impossible. I used to watch that show on ABC Sunday night. Then with my grandmother and my grandfather.
You're old.
We still got Mission Impossible movies. Right. See, when I look at people and I'm like, I can talk. The best way I can say it is this. Being able to sit with my daughters 11 years ago and watch House Party with them. Knowing that my oldest daughter was attending FAMU and she actually could play while he was teaching classes there. we take for granted, or we don't know, we don't really appreciate the brotherhood conversation that we're able to have right now about T'Challa. Well, imagine those conversations if you can have them with your son, because there's quite a few people that can have conversations about Peter Parker with their son and their grandson. We act like that doesn't mean something. We act like that's not important. No, that matters, because that's a bond. That's a bridge. So even when I look at Chadwick Boseman, okay, I can share Chadwick Boseman with my 28-year-old daughter, my 21-year-old daughter, my 9-year-old, my 10-year-old daughters. I can share that man with them. He gonna be gone. But the comic books, because people keep talking, we still gonna get T'Challa comic books, whether they're poorly written or not. They not killing him off in the comics.
They are poorly written.
But don't we deserve, as fans, forget your ethnicity, gender, whatever you identify as a fan of this character, you should have the right to do what other people are doing with their favorite characters and share this character with your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren. And you know what? The character doesn't represent Chadwick Boseman.
No,
you can have a separate conversation with your children about Chadwick Boseman, my brother. Come on. They ain't the same person. They're not one of the same. As you talked about, as Planet Fanatics, Guru, this dude did play how many roles now? Why are we not talking to our children about Chadwick Boseman, the actor?
And why are we assuming that children are dumb? Like, why are we assuming that these kids are dumb? I have an 8-year-old nephew who instantly noticed in the first trailer, wait a minute, this is not me prompting him. He does not, he's 8 years old. He doesn't need to be watching my channel. We you know, some of the things we talk, he doesn't need it, you know, but
no, I'll take an 8-year-old. Subscribe to Chillmonger, nephew.
But like you know what I'm saying? He instantly noticed without me saying anything. So T'Challa's just not going to be in it. So why are we assuming that these kids aren't, you know, like they don't know, like they know what's going on? And I think too, I understand what you said about talking to your kids. If you need to have that conversation with your child to say that, you know, this is why this actor is in here and this why, then do that. Have that conversation, be like, okay, this is why, here's XYZ, boom, boom, boom. This is our new T'Challa, this is our new whatever. Same thing, again, whoever, all these Witcher fans are about to go into Witcher season 4 and it ain't Henry Cavill. They're watching Liam. Are they pissed about it? Yeah, they pissed about it. But I guarantee you, the people are still going to be watching to see what they do with that character, what they do with that story. How is that story going to still be progressed? So some people might come out saying, man, Liam's dope. Henry did this, but Liam did this. I mean, we just had this talk, man.
I think
did they even prep us that old boy was coming in to replace what's Terrence Howard as James Rose? Did they even give us a warning? They just slid that in there.
They just slid that in there because we all look alike. So they just said, well, they all look alike anyway. Let's just slide that in there.
They went like,
and if you look at the president of Hollywood, like we keep giving examples of people being recast after they died, after this, after that. We keep giving examples. So the president had been set in Hollywood to recast somebody for the most part. You know, we've seen contracts go bad, people get recast. People die, people get recast. That's the president. It's actually unprecedented to not recast.
There you go.
Something like that. This is
y'all remember that Blade series with Sticky Fingers?
Oh man.
Now technically that was a continuation of the Blade trilogy. Wesley Snipes was supposed to play that Blade, but you know, he was having some issues with the studio and his legal troubles and all that. But they still decided to move forward. I didn't think Sticky Fingers was a good Blade, but they moved forward.
It's the standard almost. So to announce specifically that you're not going to recast this character is very unprecedented, and it begs the question why. It just begs the question, why won't you do that?
And see, when they did it with Blade, right? And this is why I like Blade as a character, and he's black. His character is not formed around him just being black. Main thing is Blade's a vampire hunter. He happens to be black. He got his swag too, but he happens to be black. What people did with T'Challa was that they're only making it a black thing when it's like Marvel. T'Challa is just more than just being black. He's Marvel. He's black. He's a king of a nation. There's so much more. Everybody just focus on this one thing, and not
he's essential to the Secret Wars movie you're about to adapt.
T'Challa as a character is essential to
Marvel,
black representation. All he's essential to so much things. People are just having him be essential to one thing. It's like this character is so much more. He's not just this. You know,
whatever I title this little thing when I clip it, I don't know. Maybe an incredibly one-sided debate about recasting. I'll have the hashtag in there. That's about all I know. Look, we were doing 33 burning MCU questions. I would have asked the 33rd question, but I'm not gonna. We're gonna sit on it. I think we went really. I know we went really long with that one. It was a very satisfying discussion for me. It's 32 burning questions this week. You can check all of us out, and here are our channels. Let me click on the thing. There's Deshaun from the YouTube channel Planet Fanatics. What do you do on your show?
We talk all things movies, TV, streaming, hot topics, and more. We dive into recast. Because they're constantly opening their mouth up until the film. So we just come hang out with us. We are going to start live streaming Monday through Fridays at 7:30 Central Standard Time.
What does the IAS-IJS mean?
I ain't saying, I'm just saying. With Theo Butler, Black Panther related content, T'Challa related content, Wakanda related content, Chadwick Boseman related content. And when we say that, we talking comics, action figures, movies, up-to-date news and everything like that, skits. So I'm doing what I can to keep us abreast of keeping the character alive as well as keeping the actor alive as well.
SSJK.Sanctum?
Most of the people in the chat already know me. They're already subscribed. But got a live stream coming today. Gonna do a Gotham Knight stream later today. Gonna be game streaming. So subscribe to my channel. Pull up, come check me out. We're gonna be doing that later today.
Mike from Row Comics, plug yourself.
What up, Mike?
Hi, what's going on, guys?
When did you sneak in here?
After they let Jake Paul beat Roman Reigns.
He beat him?
What?
Oh wow!
No, they wouldn't do that. They better not do that.
Well, you got us.
Oh, I was like, wow.
Black Guru, what's happening on your show?
I'm the Black Guru. Come through. Check us out on YouTube. Just breaking down villains with the new Villain Academy series, where we take a deep look at particular villains. Last time we did Tai Long. The next one we'll do is Jobu Tupake from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Mike, why are you here at the last minute?
Because it's been a mix of WWE and customers. In fact, one just knocked on the door now. I didn't even think you would still be on. I figured it would have been done already.
We should have been done already.
Like, yeah.
Oh, chill. I got to give a quick warning to everybody.
Yeah.
If anyone's interested in buying God of War Ragnarok, stay off the internet. The game is getting leaked. Stay off the internet.
That's right. Hey, that was 33 burning questions. I expect 34 questions next week. Yeah, right. Look, that was it. Oh, you know what though? Before we close out, kid, I'll just be really quickly, okay? Because you know what the thumbnail of today's video was, right? No,
John Walker.
It was Jonathan Walker.
Yeah.
Question number 9. We asked, how would USAgent react if he learned the Dora Milaje that he fought? They died.
I'll tell you what John Walker would do.
Uh-huh.
He would be sad. He would mourn them.
Yeah.
He would be very respectful. Go to a funeral and say, "That's what you get."
Exactly. Question number 14. Is this true or false? John Walker would make a great AAU basketball coach.
Yeah. He got patience. Look, he got patience. This man got spit in the face and then smacked the dude back. He got some patience. True.
Has John Walker seen the movie Up? Does he know he looks like the old man?
He knows, but he's gonna deny it because that's not a good look. You don't want to look like the old man from Up. So he knows, but he denies it.
That's the video. Thank everyone for coming. Thumbs it up and check us all out. Bye.
Peace out.